End the show right now.
You're gonna zipline directly into the harpoon?
What do you know about planes?
I know a lot about planes.
Buckle in, dude. It's gonna suck.
Put your hand on the screen.
How did they find out? Who was the one?
This show has gotten infinitely more gay.
The mystical land of New Jersey.
I don't understand how the laws in this country work anymore.
Welcome to the Rebel Radio Show, live, uncut, and uncensored on WSRR Radio. We're saving the underground music scene. Am I right, Shaney?
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Howdy.
I'm Radio's Rebel DJ style. I broke my phone yesterday,
Yeah.
and it's the phone that I talked about wanting like 4 years ago on the show, the one that flips.
Yeah.
And I
You
had it
flipped
for, like-
flipped it too hard.
I didn't even.
Flipped it real
No,
good.
dropped it face down in the shower. So I was rushing to try and figure out how to take a picture with it with this big-ass LED bar break in the screen now before we got on. So,
Well, you're Russian. I'm American, so.
well, if we were in Dublin and New York, it'd be a different story. Before we get into that, though,
Yeah.
I do want to make a mention here on a little bit more of a serious note
Mhm.
that over the weekend, the Euclid police lost an officer, and he was someone that we grew up with, so we want to take
Yeah.
a minute here and send our thoughts and prayers out to the Durbin family.
Yeah. Godspeed, Wook. Someone we grew up with, someone that we knew very well. So, yeah. Peace and love to the Durbin family.
Yeah. And on a lighter note, Dublin and New York have opened a portal to hell.
Portal 1 or Portal 2?
I was always more of a Portal 2 guy. I don't think Portal 1 hit as hard.
Yeah, me too. I think I was just the right age demo for Portal 2. It was fun. They had like the 2-player co-op.
I think we talked about this like 4 weeks ago or something. Like there was a series of games. The second one was actually better. It was
Yeah.
like Left 4 Dead 2, Portal
Yeah.
2, and that kind of era.
Yeah.
But Dublin and New York opened a portal. It's a video. It's like a FaceTime.
It's a big
Basically,
FaceTime. It's a
yeah.
big giant FaceTime is what I'm understanding.
Circular FaceTime.
Yeah,
And it's just
circular
out in the middle of
FaceTime.
the street here.
Yeah, where is it specifically in New York City? I'm assuming it's in like Times Square or something like that.
That's what I believe.
Northeast Street.
Northeast Street.
Hmm.
If you're in New York, 216-859-8699. Where the hell
Yeah.
is Northeast Street? Gavin was just there. Maybe Gavin will let us know. Oh, did I lose my mic or did I lose my headphones?
No,
You
you're.
guys still hear me? Because
Yeah,
I
I
can't
hear
hear
you.
me.
I can hear
Okay,
you.
I'll just
Yeah.
keep talking like I can.
Yeah.
But no, they opened a video. It looks like a portal. It's cool. It's a cool design. It's cool in concept.
North Earl Street.
North Earl Street. Come
I was
on. No
reading
wonder
it
we
real
couldn't
quick.
find it.
No, that's why it was so
It's
missing.
right by the Crab Shack.
But I thought it was a really cool concept, and apparently a lot of other people did too. But then some people thought it could be used for mischief.
So it's a live video feed from New York to Ireland and vice versa, right?
Yes.
Yeah, in real time.
It's pretty cool concept.
It's
Pretty
like
cool.
a big. It looks like a portal. It looks like there's a big silver like a bar
They
going
did it
around
very
the whole
well.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks futuristic and cool, and like it's something. If I were a tourist in either Dublin
Right.
or New York, I would definitely stop by and be like, "Oh, hi."
I'm surprised we're just now getting these.
Yeah,
There-
this seems like something that would have been
Yeah.
popular a lot of places. Yeah,
There was one that said it was in 2021 between like Lithuania and Poland.
Yeah.
Was the first one.
which is
Which-
two weird
Yeah.
spots to pick.
Is Lithuania that far from Poland?
I don't know where either one of those places are.
Well, Poland's by Russia
Okay,
historically.
They've always been, next door
They've
neighbors.
been known to be
Yeah.
by Russia a time or two.
Yeah.
In Germany.
I wonder what cell service this is on.
Ooh, yeah.
Is that your concern?
Also,
I mean, there's people getting flashed and doing coke and committing
We
crimes in
haven't
front of it.
gotten there yet.
Okay.
it's interesting that like it's not an advertisement for anything.
Yeah.
It's just a portal.
It's
not. There's not like portal made by Verizon.
Right.
You know.
It's not like Meta's portal to the universe.
Right. Yeah.
I was gonna say Meta has something called Portal already.
Yeah.
So I can't. I was gonna say the Meta Portal too, but no, that's a
Yeah.
product.
Like,
That's a thing that exists.
ketchup feet. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
How many shows in a row are we gonna mention ketchup feet? But the reason that it's no longer active, it was only up for like 5 days, right?
Yeah, just like a couple days. I'm not exactly sure.
And Dublin were the ones that shut it down initially. But people are just being goofs in front of it,
Yeah. Creating mischief.
having some fun.
On both sides.
Yes.
So I believe on the New York side,
Yeah, let's
there
tally it
was,
up. Who's got the worst score?
Yeah,
Who's
we-
done worse things in front of the portal?
We
at
need a
least
running list.
from what I know, the New York side has gotten nudity involved.
Ayo.
So from the New York side, I've seen flashing.
Ayo.
I've seen there was a drunken misconduct in the early hours of the morning in the middle of the street.
Hell
Nice.
yeah.
That was captured on the portal.
Hell yeah.
Am I missing something from the New York side? I feel like that's all from the New York side that I've heard of.
There was a mooning.
There was a mooning from the New York side. Okay.
yeah.
On
I
the
haven't-
Dublin side,
That's the thing. I've only heard about peaceful things. That's why when you brought this in, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, like I saw the video of like two long distance people like waving to each other in a relationship or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that was cute, you know.
Fair.
But I didn't know that they were doing nefarious things in front of the portal.
well, so on the Dublin side, there was the one that's going around around the most is there's a guy who held his phone up to the screen, and initially it just said "Rest in peace, Pop Smoke."
Hell yeah.
Then he showed a video of the World Trade Center going down on 9/11.
Yeah, that and people were like, "Oh no, stop!" That's so funny.
Apparently, there's also been a bunch of people in Dublin that held up signs or writings on their phone that said Bush did 9/11.
That's funny.
Valid.
That's great.
And there was also a video captured of some dude just doing coke right in front of it, whipping out a baggie right there on the street.
Hell yeah. I love it. I love the portal, dude. I thought it was only meant for positivity, but I like all the little hijinks that take place in front of it.
Well, that's
Because that's
not-
real.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what's really going on, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's a better use of the portal.
Right.
I don't think we should expect everyone to be, hi, how are you? Maybe for day 1 or 2.
Ooh, yeah.
Once we get past that first week, which this only made it 5 days from what I see, we need to be seeing the real truth. I want everyone in Dublin to see how dirty New York is after
Yeah.
that first week.
Hot take, let's cancel the news, all local news stations,
And
and just put
go to the
portals.
portal?
Yeah, just put portals everywhere.
Portals everywhere.
like
to
that.
everywhere.
Portals connecting everywhere to everywhere. Yeah, that'd be cool.
everyone's against everyone having like video everywhere and everything being recorded all the time. But if this was the means of doing it,
Right, like if you
Maybe
could
we'd
see
be
the
more
recording
open,
and it was
yeah.
more meant to be like a communication device
Yeah.
of like, okay, what does it really look like in your city? Well, here,
yeah.
look,
Put,
look through
like,
the portal.
A portal at the Eiffel Tower and like
Yeah.
a portal in Washington D.C., a portal in like by the Bean in
Right,
Chicago.
right.
Well, because you could also watch the live feed, right?
Yeah. Well,
the
there's
portal?
I don't know, like just on your computer or
I
something
think
you're
so. I
talking
think there
about?
was like a site that you could watch the live feed of the portal.
I would
there-
believe that. I just don't know.
that's probably correct.
Yeah,
but there
that feels
are
like
also,
what they would do.
There are people doing live streams on TikTok of the portal, just
Oh,
like standing.
That's
by it.
interesting.
I like the one of the subheadings on Daily Mail says "Bad actors have hijacked the project."
Mm.
Bad actors.
Couple of bad actors. Yeah, yeah, that's what they are.
Oh, I could see a bad like Hallmark movie being filmed by the
Oh.
Yeah.
portal.
Did you say that there people hacked into the one side, or
So that's the thing is this article from Daily Mail says that the portal was being hacked into, like the video feed was,
right?
but the thing they reference is the guy showing the Pop Smoke video, which no one
Was
seemed to be
on his
hacking.
phone.
Yeah,
It
it, looked
seems
like,
like
he
he
just had it on his
just
phone.
held. I was under the assumption that someone held their phone up to the camera so that it was blocking everyone.
Everything.
Yeah,
right.
I mean that's what the video here looks like.
right.
Um,
So I don't know if that's necessarily like I was thinking someone hacked
The
it, you
feed,
know?
yeah.
yeah.
Which I mean, I'd like to see that. I'd like to have a story about that next
Yeah.
week. They reactivate the portal and someone just fucking hacks it.
Yeah.
They're playing like Halo 3 on the portal.
That'd
Hell
be
yeah,
awesome.
I'd like that
Ooh,
more.
Split screen.
Yeah.
One
Oh.
is Dublin, one
Yeah.
side New York.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Like a 2-player game where
Yeah.
each screen is in a different side of the world and you're playing with someone else
Listen-
across the world. That
Listen,
would be
GameStop, here's your new big marketing venture. All right,
cool. Yeah.
portals in your main stores.
That would be really cool.
You can game with people from someone else, from a different region, which you can already do.
Right, but
But
just
like having
more-
the split screen.
yeah, there's more intention behind that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to this gaming portal to play a
Yeah.
game of Pac-Man with someone or something.
It'd
like
have to
that,
be
you
something
know?
where you're on the same side, though. So like MW2, and we're both on the same team, so I can
Yeah.
see the split screen. And it's not going
Right.
to hurt me.
Right.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that. Also, like you said, this isn't like a company thing. This is a state thing, a city thing. It's funded by the taxpayers, right?
It has to
They
be
took the
Dublin.
city
I-
money for this.
I would assume the EU capital of smart tourism.
Tourism.
So, including Dublin City Council and the EU Capital of Smart Tourism. So, I think it's
In collaboration with the team from Vilnius Tech University.
Oh,
Oh.
that sounds bad.
Vilnius maybe? Tech University? It's in Lithuania. So this is a Lithuanian-based project, so I guess that makes sense
That's
why
interesting.
that was the first test place.
Yeah.
So we're accepting Lithuanian technology, but we're getting rid of TikTok. I see it, government.
When has Lithuania ever been a major threat to our economy?
I don't know anything about Lithuania.
Yeah. Well, now you can look through the portal. Yeah, why shut it down, though?
Yeah, like you should have understood that bad things were gonna.
Yeah, like
be
there wasn't a
displayed.
meeting beforehand of like, hey guys, let's look at the pros and cons of this portal.
Right.
Well, I'm saying a good pro is maybe somebody gets like, well, let me rephrase this.
Hmm.
What if somebody gets murdered in front of the
Whoa.
That's probably the best case scenario, right?
in front of the portal?
Live streaming a murder, making
Yeah.
a real-time snuff film.
and
That's
then
probably the best
somebody-
case scenario.
They would get caught because it's like on camera.
Yeah, but what jurisdiction do you? Because that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking
Dublin?
too. Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Is like, there's going to be crimes that are committed in front of this. That was my
Sure.
first thought when I
Sure.
heard about the portal.
Sure.
Like, there's going to be crimes, but like, the law in Dublin can't do shit in New York.
Well, the
They
law.
can report it,
I think it's more
but anyone
so.
can report it.
Do you fly in the witnesses from Dublin, or did they have court at the portal?
No, I think it
Portal
would go.
court.
Someone commits a crime in Dublin, and it's on. It's like it. You can see it
Yeah.
on the portal in New York. Nothing's gonna happen in New York to that person. Everything's gonna happen in Dublin. Like they're gonna get charged in Dublin.
Everything's
yeah,
going to
that's what
happen
I'm
in
saying.
Dublin.
Everything happens in Dublin, man.
That's what they say. That's their state slogan. That's their country slogan.
But
Everything
like,
happens here.
Yeah, Ireland, everything happens here.
what if the only witnesses to the New York crime are Dublin people through the portal?
Well, it was all recorded, so
Well,
they
yeah,
don't
I
need a
guess.
witness.
Yeah, I guess that is true. It is just a big recording at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Well,
They have a recording of the person doing the crime. They're like, "Look, you did it." You can't be like, "But you displayed that recording in Dublin, so it
See?
doesn't count."
I was on Dublin standards.
I have
That's what you gotta
witnesses
find
in
loopholes.
Dublin that
Loopholes
can
in the
say-
law.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like, well, it's legal in Dublin. I thought this was the Dublin portal.
I thought I was under Dublin law. When I'm being filmed by this portal, I'm under Dublin law.
I'm existing between the airspace
yeah.
of the portal here,
What's that movie, The Terminal, with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Where he lives in the airport?
and doesn't have a home country.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
live in the portal.
I live within the confines of the portal.
Yeah, I live within the portal.
Someone had to have tried to walk through it, right?
Grandma.
That'd be cool.
Like you'd think
Yeah.
like someone maybe not so in the know about technology is like portal, huh?
I'm gonna. I'll walk right through that thing. Man.
I'm going to Dublin right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I just think it's the only the only con that I could see as a reason to remove the portal is because that's a lot of trust you're giving the citizens of New York. This is a pretty hefty piece of technology just to be sitting in the middle of the street.
Yeah, yeah. No, I see that. I really feel like after the flashing, because the flashing was
Yeah.
in New York. After the flashing, they're like, "Oh, we can't be showing boobies to,"
Why not?
because they're kids.
Well, don't let your kids around the portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
that
portal.
should be the
portal
disclaimer.
could
Portal is
just-
not for kids.
Well, then if you label the portal as 18 plus, then you have an issue.
Why? Adult portal.
No.
Public nudity is still illegal.
Yeah, public nudity is still illegal.
Like,
Is it in
you're-
Dublin?
It doesn't matter. You're in New York. You don't exist within the portal.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
covered this.
Yeah. Portal laws do not apply. Portal laws do not apply.
Oh God, we need AI to be an expert in portal law. No, but like
They should put AI in it that can track nudity.
that's
and
that's
blur it.
probably what we need.
Well,
You ever listen to this show? They should put AI in it. That's probably the solution. Nothing
You
could ever
just
go wrong.
said that they need to put AI in all the McDonald's and all that. Automate it all. You literally just said that like 2 other episodes.
it's
Okay, I trust AI to make my fries, not regulate the laws of my country. I'm sorry.
I wonder what they're doing with the recording. Like, are they saving the recordings of the portal?
They've got it right.
Or are they just deleting that? Like, how does that work? Is there a VOD? Like, is every day a VOD?
You go to the YouTube channel and just
Yeah.
like day 2006.
yeah. Just see how it goes. Skip halfway through to like
Yeah.
4 p.m. See how it's going. Yeah,
I mean, probably it's
Maybe.
probably not too far off. There's probably like some big DVR thing.
I guess. But then who
And then-
has that? Is it that
New York.
villainous? Is it that villainous company that
Yeah,
you were
those-
speaking
those-
of earlier?
Those villainous Lithuanians have it.
Oh god.
I'm sure they have the master.
Oh god.
This is how Lithuania rises to a superpower.
Yeah.
That's what it is. In 10 years, because of the portal, we'll be worried about Lithuania.
Yeah.
216-859-8699. Lithuania, I'm on to you.
Your dad didn't leave for cigarettes. He's out in the car, listening to the Rebel Radio Show.
Your dad didn't leave for cigarettes. He's on a bike in Orange County bringing you a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show.
So, you guys like run a marathon?
No,
You
actually,
guys
I
big
don't.
marathon runners?
Never. In
Big
my life.
marathon? Like they're large?
Yeah.
Large
Ginormous
marathons?
marathon runners.
What is... We
They're massive, dude.
they're fucking giant.
Stay away
They
from them.
bring all the world's biggest people to run this marathon. Andre was there,
You can
Kali.
hear them coming.
They say fee, fi, fo, fum,
We like to run.
for fun. Yeah, I rhymed fun with fun. Sue me.
Esteban Prado. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but he was disqualified from the Orange County Marathon in California after taking water from his father.
Hang on, real quick. I'm
Mhm.
glad you read that off because I glanced at it for a second, read Pedro,
Mm,
and kept going. So I 10 out of 10 would have called this guy Pedro.
yeah.
And like asked his first name too.
Nah.
No, it's Prado.
Yeah.
Esteban Prado.
Esteban Prado. He crossed the finish line first. He had a time of 2:24:54.
Insane.
Yeah. Good for
Not insane as in like, hey, you were really fat. Insane, but like, I can't imagine spending 2.5 hours running.
and 24, 25 minutes.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah. I remember back in school, they used to make you do the mile run every year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And here's a fun fact for you guys. I remember, at least in middle school,
Mm-hmm.
I have no recollection after that. At least in middle school, you and I were always like the top two.
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember 7 or 8 minutes being a good time for that mile in middle school, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I can't run for 2 hours. I
Some
can't even
people-
run for like 5 minutes now.
Some people just do it, man.
I was in track.
Yeah, running is running can be fun. I will say that running can be fun, and I can enjoy running. I just don't normally.
What are you running from?
Yeah, everything.
But
Why
it
are
all-
you running?
everything.
Yeah.
But you know, this dude was in the middle of the marathon, relatively close to the end, it seems. And his dad showed up on a bike and handed him a bottle of water to refresh him. And they
Yeah.
disqualified him because it wasn't at a designated, as they say, water stop.
And
Yeah.
he wasn't an authorized person.
What did they think? What did they think he was spiking the water with steroids?
Well, it's just crazy.
It's a principle. They have to. They have the rules, and they have
Yeah.
to.
Like, I think of a marathon and I think of people standing on the sidelines the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, throughout the whole marathon, having, like, cups of water that you can just run and grab at any point. So I didn't know that this was, like, would be a problem.
Right.
You know? And then to hear that his dad rode up on a bike next to him to give him water, that does sound a little bit like, okay, that's a little weird. You know, why doesn't everybody have someone do that
A
for them?
spotter.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
doesn't everybody do that for them then?
Yeah.
You know, because it does seem like, okay, well,
That seems logical.
it seems like it makes sense that he would be at a slight advantage then to have someone pull up to him and basically give him a moving pit stop.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like, at a refreshment stand, you can stop if you want, or you can just grab the water and keep going.
Right.
You know, like, it's a little divot in the race, in the track, that has like a table with water cups on it. So
Designated
right, it's a little
pit stop.
right, it's a little pit stop place. So like you can either stop there and drink the water if you want, or you can just grab it and keep going.
And if you need assistance, you also probably stop there.
Right. So like this does seem like a little bit of a tactical advantage or something like that, you know?
Now, I see what you're saying, but I think we're missing the biggest information here.
Mm-hmm.
What was the time of the guy that came in second? If this
Ooh.
dude was fucking like an
Flying.
hour ahead,
Yeah.
it's not going to matter if he got
Right.
water or not, man.
Right.
'Cause
He
I
was the
mean-
winner.
Right.
If he was like 20
Imagine-
seconds ahead of the guy, then okay, maybe I'm there for a dispute.
He
Imagine
did
being-
have to be flying because, like, his dad had to catch up on a
Right.
bike.
Well, imagine being the guy in second place and seeing
Someone blow past on a bike with water.
someone blow past you on a bike with water and then give it to the person in first place. I'd be like, "What the fuck?" If I could, like, if they were in eye shot, I'd be like, "Fuck you guys."
I'm
that-
putting a stick in his spokes.
Yeah. That I would be mad. So I understand why there's a dispute about this. It's definitely fucked up. Surface level, it's fucked up.
See,
Looking more into it, thinking more, like analyzing it a little bit more. I get it.
everything hinges on the second place time for me. Everything hinges on that.
Okay.
Because, like, it's not an issue if this dude was blowing everyone out of the water. Water or not, this guy was gonna win.
Right.
So, like, you're pissing and moaning in that point.
Right.
If
That
the dude
picture-
behind him was right behind him, then maybe I see the room for the
Right.
argument. But also, that's not how the body works. It's not like you're putting a little extra gas in your car.
I mean, it helps. I think in marathons, when you're pushing yourself in a marathon scenario, shit like that probably is like a make or break type of advantage.
Listen, we all know I'm the fucking pinnacle of human excellence when it comes to body health.
Yes. Of course.
When I'm running frequently,
Yes. As you do.
Yes, as I do every day for 2 hours.
Yes.
I know as soon as I'm running, as soon as that water hits my mouth, it's overdrive and I'm faster.
Mm.
That doesn't happen. That's just not how it works, man. Like, I get it. It's helpful. It's replenishing your system.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like that instantly made him fucking 4 miles an hour faster.
I don't think they're arguing that it made him better in any way.
Yeah, I think it's
just the principle that he wasn't an authorized provider of water, and that wasn't an authorized water stop.
right.
So I guess this is a different scenario because I don't think this guy intended on cheating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think this was like a okay, we're gonna
Right.
like
Bring me a water at this time.
right. I don't
And
think
I'll
that there was any
jump on your
nefarious reason.
spokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't get a ride or anything like that. We talked about the story a couple months ago of the dude who just got in a car
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
booked it half the fucking marathon
Yeah.
from his buddy.
Was it a guy or a girl? I don't remember.
I don't
I
remember.
can't remember.
But like that's blatantly. I guess my point was there's a lot of people that try and cheat in marathons for some reason.
Interesting.
Just don't fucking do it.
interesting.
If you know you're not good at running, don't do a marathon.
Right.
And why would you want to win a marathon at that point?
Yeah.
That's such a weird goal. I've never in my life been like, damn, I wish I won a marathon.
Well, and it seems like this was, like you said, like this was an accident.
Yeah.
You know, like this wasn't, they weren't intentionally trying to break the rules. But with I'm thinking more about that lady who fucking drove or
Yeah.
that guy who drove in the marathon. Like, that's, what the fuck don't do
Right.
it. Don't do a marathon, man.
I don't understand what the thought is of, oh man, I can't finish. May as well cheat to win.
Yeah.
See, now that I understand more.
Really?
If I'm of the mindset of like, I'm not going to finish this thing, then I'm like, all right, well, I'm already going to lose, so
Let me
let's
see
see
what
if I can win.
Yeah, let me see what I can do to.
See, I understand that more now.
Yeah.
That might be the logic.
That's what I think for or the mystery.
But anytime I've ever spoken to
Race
anyone who's
cheater.
done a marathon, and for some reason I've known a lot of people that have ran marathons,
Uh-huh.
like most of them are like, yeah, we just kind of go up there and walk, and we just kind of do it, or
Mhm.
I want to beat my time from last year. It's not about winning or seeing how fast you are. It's kind
Or
of
it
about
is for
completing
charity.
it.
Right.
That's how most people I've met that are in marathons act.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know the people that cheat in marathons. Like these people are
What
like,
do they
oh no,
do?
I'm here for the gold.
I've seen
This is an Olympic sport for me.
I've seen a lot of videos about shoes that are banned in marathons, and people.
What?
Yeah, there are specific kinds of shoes that are banned in marathons because they give you like more bounce and more pep. You know,
Really?
more like spring in your step, literally. So like every step you take is just a little bit more like
Easier.
yeah.
Wild.
So you know, using shoes like that to run. And they're most of the time they are specifically like running shoes.
Yeah.
Like there was a Nike shoe that was specifically
They were designed to run.
it was a Nike running shoe, but like it was so optimized and like good for running and for your feet that these marathons were like, no, we can't.
Nah.
Yeah, we can't have that shoe.
You can't be running in your running shoes. Fuck out of here. Put on
Right.
some Vans and try again.
right, literally.
Why can't they make it so everybody has to wear that shoe?
Listen, we talked a while back about how to make boxing interesting again,
Mhm.
and we came up with like car boxing,
Karjitsu.
Karjitsu, that's what it
Yeah,
was, and phone
yeah.
booth boxing and chess boxing.
Yeah.
You want to know how to make me watch a marathon? Fucking restrict the runners. Be like, everyone's wearing skating shoes and jeans.
Oh yeah.
And the first person to cross the finish line wins $100,000.
yeah. You have to wear
And it's competitive.
you have to wear jeans and a winter jacket and
Yeah.
only drink water via a hamster.
In
water
fact, you have
dispenser.
to dive into the pool before you run, so you got that extra water weight.
Yeah, so that you're just soaking, sopping wet the
The
whole
wet
run.
jeans.
And
Yeah.
all of the water stops are Monster.
Yeah.
There's no water; it's just Monster. You get Monster or Diet Coke as your options. That's how you get me to watch a marathon. Also, this had to be like within eyesight of somebody.
That picture, I believe,
Yeah.
is that picture.
Oh, of
You
the
thi-
actual
you think that
marathon? I
this
don't think
is-
it is.
There's no way. Oh wait, a screenshot of the video taken by a bicycle escort during the Orange County Marathon appeared to show the winner taking a water bottle from a bicycle.
So there was literally one of the fucking workers behind him on a bike.
He
Yeah,
could have
that's-
said, "Hey, don't take that water.
Yeah.
That's illegal in the race. You're gonna get."
Or like, what's this other dude
Yeah.
who's not working this event doing on a
Yeah.
bike in this race?
Yeah. That should be like a hey man, get off the track.
Yeah.
Use your voice, and if you're riding on a bike behind the person who's in first place, and someone pulls up to the person in first place, also on a bike, and gives them water,
Yeah.
I'm that
you say
person.
something.
Yeah, I'm that person on the bike behind. I'm gonna be like, yo, like, move away, go away.
At that point, if I'm the person in second and I'm watching all this transpire, I'm thinking like, oh, that must be one of the workers, because who else would be on a bike on the path? Hey, other guy on bike, give me a water.
I'm gonna speed up and do like a car chase sort of situation.
That's what I was thinking. Car
Tail him,
chase,
just
maybe
grab the back of his sweatpants or whatever they are,
pit
pull him
maneuver.
off. Yeah, start giving him an atomic wedgie.
That's the other part I need: full contact running. If you can
Yeah.
tackle the guy in front
Dude,
of you,
death sports. That's literally death sports. Death sports running. Maybe not death, but like boxing sports.
Boxing sports.
Boxing running. Whatever.
We'll workshop it. 216-859-8699. Let me know what you're running from.
Whoever's the owner of the gray sedan, you left the Rebel Radio Show playing.
Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show.
Yeah.
I'm Radio's Rebel DJ Style.
Yeah.
To my right, Shani.
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jew.
Hello.
You ever eat Lunchables?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yeah.
All the time.
Hang on, what's your go-to Lunchable?
Pizza.
Ham.
Ugh.
Ham. And I don't eat the cheese. I just do. In
What
fact,
is the point of the Lunchable for you then?
listen, I will explain my
If
process
I was your mom,
to
I'd
you.
never buy you a Lunchable.
Let me explain the process to you. It is cracker, ham, cracker, ham, cracker, ham. Go. Eat it.
One big stack?
Triple decker.
Dude, you're a menace.
Triple decker Lunchable.
Please never eat a Lunchable by me.
Pretty
No
much every
cheese.
time. No cheese. I don't have the cheese, so that gives me the ability to triple deck.
I guess that would make it.
Can't the middle be cheese?
I don't like.
He
the
doesn't
che-
want the cheese. That's
I don't.
the issue.
I don't like Kraft singles either. Like
Okay,
I can't.
valid.
I can't eat a Kraft single, and so when I was a kid, I would look at those and be like, "Oh, just a giant cube of Kraft single. I don't want this."
That's fair. Okay, I get that. Seems like a waste, but I get it.
No, I mean, yeah. I
The
would always-
correct answer, by the way, was nachos and cheese.
the
and
nachos.
You cut out the salsa and throw that away.
Oh, what?
No, I
No,
love the
I don't
salsa.
eat the salsa. Because
Both
listen,
cheese and salsa together. Ooh.
I only
What?
do the salsa in the nachos because I don't like cold cheese.
Here's the strategy. Even when I was a kid, this is what I would do.
That's fucked
I'd
up.
make my
You're gonna say
dad-
heat it up.
Yeah, I'd make my dad cut out the salsa from the thing, throw
Yeah.
that away.
You're
You
crazy
take the
for
chips
that.
out, you heat up the cheese for 20 seconds, you put them back in.
That's insane.
Listen,
That's insanity.
not all Lunchables are supposed to be eaten cold. Pizza's a prime example. If you're eating
Listen.
a cold pizza, fuck you.
Yeah, I've never eaten the pizza because I don't want to do that
It's
shit.
gross. Put it in
I'm
the
not-
microwave, dude.
No,
Why?
I'm not doing that to a
Kids
Lunchable.
can use the microwave.
Listen, if I'm at like school lunch and I have a Lunchable, or I have a pizza Lunchable,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask the lunch lady to heat it up.
Well, you
or
don't
something
bring
like
those
that.
ones to school, and also you don't bring any of them to school now because they're
Yeah.
banning Lunchables from schools.
Where is this? Where are they banning these Lunchables? Because this is Are they banning the sale of Lunchables in this school, or are they banning the whole concept?
It's
of
kind of what it
Lunchables?
seems like, is they're banning the sale of Lunchables. Because like I don't understand how you'd make, you can't bring a Lunchable to school. That's a crazy claim.
Yeah.
Like you pack a lunch, you're eating your little Lunchable, your little fucking ham and cheese Lunchable with no cheese, and the teacher just comes over and snatches it from you.
Yeah, what's going to happen if I bring a Lunchable into school? Is it going to get swiped from me?
Are they going to tell me to buy a school lunch? Are they going to fund my...
Yeah, are they going to fund my lunch if they take my Lunchable?
Consumer Reports, Lunchables should not be allowed at schools due to lead and sodium levels.
Well, both of those are bad.
Some schools introduced the popular snack kit by Kraft Heinz. I didn't know it was by Kraft and Heinz.
That makes sense.
As an option last year. See, no, this is what's confusing me.
Mm-hmm.
If it's presented as an alternate lunch, then yeah, that shouldn't be the deal.
Yeah.
Like if you're telling me I can either get pizza day or a Lunchable, that's not a fair swap.
Yes. Yes.
This is not a full meal.
Yes. I could eat like
however,
3 Lunchables,
yeah.
and that would be like
Right.
maybe a meal. Maybe.
If I'm getting like a sandwich and a Lunchable,
Yes.
sure, have them there as an option.
if I'm getting an Uncrustable and a Lunchable
There you go.
and like a milk, that's valid.
Yeah.
That's totally, or like, and then a bag of apples or something
Yeah.
like that. That's a total valid lunch. I would accept that as a substitute.
But see, now this is definitely like, by the time I was packing lunch, I was in like end of middle school already. I'd bought up until then.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was to pack lunch in elementary school, this is probably something I would have packed. If we had like a Lunchable in the house, I'd be like, yep, that's my lunch.
So this article essentially is just making claim that Lunchables are unhealthy and that schools should ban, like they shouldn't have them. Consumer Reports saying they shouldn't have them.
But
in
that's my
schools.
point. I feel like Lunchables are healthier than a lot of the things that like you
Yeah.
could have offered, right?
It's just like what? So then, are you saying that
Well, like,
Oscar Mayer like packaged ham and packaged turkey is
Right.
unhealthy? And are you saying that Kraft singles are unhealthy? Because I mean, you might be kind of right, but I don't think that
It seems
they're.
healthier than other options.
Yeah, I don't think that they're dangerously unhealthy.
This seems like a better lunch than an Uncrustable to me.
Yes,
Like, if you're
a more full
Yeah,
lunch.
if you're telling me an elementary school kid either gets a Lunchable or an Uncrustable to eat, there's only 2 options. Number 1, don't go to that school. Number 2,
Yeah.
probably the Lunchable, right?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
Lunchable. You're getting a better bang for your buck, I think, with the Lunchable.
And like at least when we were kids, they used to come with like a juice box and a fucking
Yeah. You could
piece
get like
of candy.
the Turbo Capri Suns
Yeah.
that had the juice box in it.
Yeah, you get the Roaring Waters
Oh,
ones.
dude, don't even
Yeah.
get me started on Roaring Waters Capri Suns. I
But-
love those.
But I never had fucking. Didn't we drink Capri Suns on the show not too long ago?
Yes.
Yeah, we're trying to beat the record.
Oh yeah,
I love them.
beat it.
They're so good.
I beat the record for anyone who didn't see that episode. I beat it.
Yeah.
I drank one in 3 seconds flat.
Oh, I didn't know that Kraft Heinz was one company.
Oh, it is.
I thought that they were. I thought that there was Kraft, and then there were Heinz.
So
That's
maybe,
wild.
so maybe we're close to Lunchable insurance.
Oh.
It's like, is it Pepsi Frito Lay is the same company?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I see what they're doing here. Lunchables were never a fucking option when I was in school, by the way.
Yeah, they didn't sell them. Well, this wasn't because that was my first like critique when I
Mhm.
heard this was, well, Lunchables were never offered in our school.
Right.
Like they never sold those as an option, or like they had fridges where they would sell cold things, but
Yeah.
it was never Lunchable. That was never something that they would offer for you to buy.
Were you able to buy Lunchables?
There was never anything branded.
Oh, that's
in
interesting.
My kitchen.
We had branded shit, but it was like weird.
most of our stuff
off-brand
wasn't.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they. So you got to remember when we
Or like low fat Cheez-Its and shit
right
like that.
when
yeah.
we were in middle school is when Michelle Obama took away all of our food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had like G2, which was
Yeah.
discontinued by the time we graduated. Like they weren't making G2 anymore,
Yeah.
but somehow we still had it in
Dude,
the
we had that-
cafeteria.
we had that plug. We had that G2 plug.
Yeah, we had knockoff Izzy's that were called Switch
Yeah, we had ice.
Ice. We had ices.
Ice,
yeah.
That was my first introduction to ice,
Me
and
too.
those were so good.
yeah.
We had 2 vending machines in the hallway that had the low-fat Doritos.
Yeah,
and the,
yeah.
The
We had
the
that
wheat
too.
thins, like the veggie
Yeah, the
ones.
Triscuits and shit.
What are they
And
called?
then
Sun chips.
Sun chips.
Yeah.
The little blueberry breakfast.
Yep.
Oh, Nutrigrain
things.
bars. Yeah.
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 And then we had ice in the
Yeah.
vending machine, like the drink one.
I remember because they took out
But
the
that's
actual vending machine before we got there.
Yeah.
And they had a vending machine that had pop in it previously, but now it was Nesquik and Welch's grape juice and water in it,
Yeah.
and G2,
Yeah.
of course.
And they had Gatorade.
Yeah. And I remember the day they brought in the health food vending machine, and it was
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was your Nutrigrain bars and Triscuits and low-fat Cheez-Its.
Yeah.
And the low-fat
Yeah.
Doritos is what we had the most of. We had the spicy sweet chili ones, though.
Yeah, we had
So-
those
So,
too.
yeah. But like the thing is, we had 2 different lunch lines too. So like you get they would give you the schedule every month for the lunches.
There was the lunch line, and then there was the snack line,
Yeah.
though, also as like an alternative if you didn't like
Yeah.
what there was for lunch that day.
But
That's
the snack line
crazy.
was just like some different offshoot of whatever was in the lunch line,
Yeah.
and it cost the same as a lunch.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And like it wasn't like typically it wasn't like a snack. It was just alternate lunch. You know.
Right. Like there would be hot dogs in the lunch line, but then mini corn dogs in the
Right.
snack line or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
We would have one option. They would have. They wouldn't have it all planned out. We wouldn't get a schedule. There was a little whiteboard right on the wall, right before the line, that had the next 3 days. And they just wrote what was on there. It was usually some chicken,
Yeah.
something.
I remember we had like pizza. We had Mexican pizza a lot. That was a snack line thing.
Listen,
like,
Mexican pizza,
So
the ones
good.
that we had,
the
and
rectangle, like
the
the
octagons.
octagon.
Yeah.
The
I talked to
octagonal
Jimmy
ones.
Simonis of the Sports Avenue podcast.
Mhm.
You can listen to all 50 episodes on SalesRebelRadio.com.
Yeah, baby.
Bring it back, Jimmy. I talked
Yeah.
to him, and he had the same Mexican pizzas wherever he went to school
Mhm.
because like it got randomly brought up.
I think it's something that you can like order
You
off
can.
of. Yeah, you
I've
can,
looked.
You can probably order them off of like what's it called? The places where restaurants order their food.
Yeah, like
Restaurant
Restaurant
Depot,
Depots.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
sponsored by Restaurant Depot,
But
we'd like to be. We'll
That'd
take
be
a payment in just Mexican pizzas.
Yeah.
There's one local. What is it? Gordon
Gordon
Company,
Food
so-
Gordon
yeah.
Food Service.
We gotta
yeah.
pick one. We
Yeah.
can't fucking
Can't do Coke and Pepsi
Yeah.
over here. Yeah. No, I know that you can get like Bosco sticks
Yeah,
and stuff from
but you
them,
have
too.
to buy them in bulk because
Yeah.
they're not for you.
Yeah.
They're for 100 elementary school kids.
Yeah.
So
Which is
I've
crazy.
looked, and like I'm like, damn, I would pay a good amount of money for some good Mexican pizzas.
Have to buy
100
700
yeah,
Mexican pizzas.
$180 for 70 of them was not gonna happen though.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
I'd like to eat something other than Mexican pizza for the rest of my life.
It's like, Jules, we're having Mexican pizza for dinner every night for the next 6 months. I hope you're cool with that.
But like those things were fucking banger, dude.
Yeah.
I would go back to high school to get a Mexican pizza. If that
Okay.
was an option, if they were like, hey, alumni day, we're having Mexican pizza, I'm like, I'm in.
I'm back.
I'm in for the lunch, baby.
So listen to this isn't the same thing. It sidesteps a little bit,
Yeah.
but I work in hospitals, hospital cafeteria food all the time.
Yeah.
Like the main campuses have like restaurants or like small little cafeteria, like individual, like a pizza place, a burger place, and then like a specialty food place. I've looked into it. You can go back to you can go to hospitals just for their cafeteria, and I want to because there are 2 main campuses for 2 large hospitals that are near us that have phenomenal food in their food
Yes.
court, and it's like $8
Yeah,
for like
it's cheap
a,
as shit.
a ginormous breakfast bowl.
Yeah.
There was a hospital. I couldn't even tell you where it is,
Mhm.
if I'm being honest. Somewhere in Cleveland, so probably the one. But there was a hospital
Mhm.
I went to, and don't know why I was there. Don't know who was in the hospital. Don't know why I was in the cafeteria.
Right.
But we went down to the cafeteria, and I remember, like you said, the big ass fucking food court with different vendors and stuff.
Yeah.
And they had a salad bar that was by weight and everything.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
made this big ass salad, and it was like $4. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn,
This is
that's
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
know if the rest of you guys have hospitals with banging food, because I've always heard like, oh, this tastes like hospital food. Like,
Yeah,
such
I've
a
heard
negative
that too. I've heard
Dude,
that too.
I
When
would
you're-
rather eat at a hospital.
No, they have really good food most of the time.
I feel like so when you're a patient, the food that gets brought to your
Yeah,
room
that's probably
is
not
worse.
from the cafeteria.
Yeah, probably not from the cafeteria. Yeah.
So when you're like just kind of visiting the hospital and you go down and you actually have
You're
that
eating the
in-person-
nurse's food.
Yes.
I was
That's the good stuff.
I was at a place and they had burrito style tacos with like the dipping sauce with the burrito sauce that you dip the
I
tacos
don't know what
into.
Berea style tacos are.
They're just
Like from Berea?
no, they're They're not even spelled like how you would think. They're not
Oh.
spelled like burrito. They're spelled like barrio or something. But
Are
it's
you talking
just,
about Barrio?
No. It's just a meat and cheese taco, and then they like fry it in the meat sauce, and they
Ooh.
like press it down, and then that meat juice, you like dip the taco into it. It's very good.
I like that.
Yeah,
I also liked the term meat juice.
that's what it is. That's straight up what it is. They're super good. They're like kind of fancy tacos. too.
Listen, I'm just saying, if like schools or hospitals were just open cafeterias on the weekend, I'd probably go there instead of McDonald's.
I've talked about this before. I don't know if I've talked about it on air, but I think that would be a really fun concept for a restaurant is to be like
A cafeteria.
like a cafeteria style where like every week you put out your menu and each day
I like that.
like today we're having sloppy joes, tomorrow's going to be pizza and Mexican pizza, the next day will be hot dogs and corn dogs.
And you just pick and
Yeah.
choose what day sounds
Yeah,
good.
if you want to come this
go.
day you can, if you don't you don't, and it's like cafeteria style where it's served to you, you can how much
Yeah.
do you want. I think that would be a really fun way to do a restaurant, and it's not something that you see. That's not something that I've like ever been to.
I
or-
think the issue with that is ordering the food in your loss margin.
there
because-
would be a loss margin
because,
pretty much
like,
every day, which
yeah.
is like tough.
You'd have to order week by week basis of like, okay, here's the schedule for this week,
Right.
and we know people aren't coming for sloppy joes, so we're gonna lose money on sloppy joes.
And
Right.
at
And I think
least-
schools are able to, because at least in our school, you had to eat lunch. They
Yeah,
made
right.
you eat lunch.
Right.
And there's a
Well, and like their profit margin for lunch probably isn't like
it's
if
probably offset by the government as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
if the school loses a little bit money on lunch, they're not gonna. They're like, okay, whatever, we don't care.
Also, it's probably gonna be lunch the next day.
Right, like if a place that is style, that is a restaurant,
Yeah.
loses money on their food, then they're probably gonna shut down.
Yeah.
And like the school generally knows their attendance every day, so they would
Right.
be able to know how many kids to
That's fair.
Right.
order
Yeah.
for.
Right.
You have no idea who is going to show up, when they're going to show up, if you've even ordered enough sloppy joes for sloppy joe day.
Listen, it just seems like a fun concept.
I like
for
it.
a
No, I like it.
restaurant.
I'd
I
go to
wanna
it.
Go to that.
I'd go to it.
I didn't
I
mean
like
to
it.
shit all
It's
over
cool.
your
No,
idea.
because that's the thing. Every person I've talked to has said that probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
But it seems
But
so
I wanna
fun,
go to
and
it,
I would
yeah.
want to go to. Like, imagine seeing their menu like posted on Instagram
Right.
or some shit. That'd be cool. Like, okay, Wednesday's walking taco day. Let's fucking go Wednesday. Hell
And
yeah!
if it was cheap,
Right.
You have the closest experience that any of us are going to get to this of going to a cafeteria and eating lunch.
Yeah.
However, I think the goal is you need to get a friend that is either like in a college or something, or is in an office park that has the cafeteria.
Yes.
And you're like, hey, what are you doing for lunch this week?
yeah.
Can I
Let's
come
be-
to your office park and eat in your cafeteria?
Let's be lunch buddies for the next week. I'll meet you there.
Yeah, I think that's the goal. We didn't have Lunchables though in our cafeteria.
nope.
Yeah.
We had Uncrustables.
We had Uncrustables, and that was, I
We
think that
had-
was like an option if you didn't want lunch. You could
Yes.
have an Uncrustable and like,
And a milk.
yeah, and a milk
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah.
So we had off-brand Uncrustables, but that was only if you didn't have money for the lunch if you were in elementary school.
Mm.
If you were in high school and you didn't have money for the lunch, they gave you a plain-ass cheeseburger. And it was just like an unmelted piece of cheese on
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
plain
Yeah.
bun,
Yeah.
and that's what you got.
We had to eat lunch. There were people that would come around, namely a certain vice principal,
Mhm.
would come around the cafeteria and see you not eating. And even if you told him, I don't have money or my account is negative, he would make you go get a lunch. And if
Yeah.
you did not have lunch or you did not have the money for it, you would get the standard lunch of whatever that day was, and they would charge your account for it.
I remember there was a guy that would come around and whip hats off of people.
Yes.
Anyone wearing a hat in lunch, he'd whip it off. Lunchtime was crazy in my school. We never saw like any fights or anything like that, but it was just a weird place. I remember they had TVs in the cafeteria, and like people would clap when people's student of the month name would
I
show
forgot
up.
about that.
So stupid, so stupid ass shit.
We
That
had
school was crazy.
We also had Subway, though,
That's
we did have
crazy.
Subway. That was kind of cool.
and it was never advertised.
yeah.
They weren't like, hey, you can eat a lunch or go to the snack line or get a Subway. And
Yeah.
like, they were severely more expensive
Yeah.
for like a
You were
6-inch
paying the-
pre-made Subway sandwich.
You were paying that Subway premium
Yeah.
that day.
so our cafeteria.
That was before they had the whole name change contest, so I
Yeah.
couldn't just walk in and get one.
Our cafeteria was also like it had a stage, and that was where all the like theater
You
and
get
everything.
shows at
happened.
lunch?
No,
Mm.
well, sometimes actually.
Lunch and a
Um,
show.
They
like
would pull
that.
down the projector that was on the stage, and they would play the school TV, like the school news.
We didn't have a closed circuit TV.
Yeah,
Um,
we didn't have news. That would have been
I
cool,
wish,
though.
man.
News would have been so
Let's
cool.
go apply.
I was in
You
the.
think
That would
you
be
think
weird.
they'd let us?
No.
You think they'd let us do closed circuit
But-
TV?
Nah,
They would
probably
play-
not.
They would
They'd
play
listen
that.
to one episode and go, yeah.
yeah, nah.
Who's shit? Who's pants? Who's got ketchup on their feet?
But there were two cutouts in the one wall. Then that was the kitchen. That's where you walked through,
Mhm.
and you
Oh.
would grab your milk, and then you would. It was strawberry, plain, or chocolate.
Yep.
And then you would go around and grab whatever they were giving you. You had no other options, and then you'd pay for it. And if you didn't have enough money in your account, they'd give you the gross regular lunch, and then they would put it all away, and then you'd get one option for dessert.
Let me ask you a question that's been bugging me for quite some years now.
Sure.
If you didn't have money in your account
Mm-hmm.
and you go through the lunch line
Mm-hmm.
and you get your lunch and it's
Mhm.
like you go through the snack line and get your lunch
Mm-hmm.
and then you get to the end of it and they're like, oh, you owe money. They would take your lunch and tell you to go get the default lunch for the day.
Yeah.
What did they do with that?
Put it back.
That's
Yeah,
so
put
gross.
it back. They
That's
would
so
just put it
gross.
back.
Like, I know it didn't but I could have touched it in that time.
You could have
okay.
licked it.
I could have started eating it before. Why didn't I do that?
I definitely got like
Yeah, eat it in line.
Yeah.
I was tight with the one lunch lady, and she would hook me up with free shit a lot.
I definitely was able to go severely negative in one of my accounts.
Yeah, no, I definitely went negative every year at
Yeah.
least some point and kept buying.
Yeah.
things.
Oh, yeah.
Like it didn't stop.
Well, you know what the biggest jip is, and I always had a problem with this when I was in school, was milk is the default drink and water was not an option.
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
to pay $1.25 extra for a water.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
So there were many times I just didn't get a drink at lunch.
I drank Gatorade. I drank G2
G2.
all the time in that school. G2 and juice. I would drink the juice from the vending
the
machine.
health food vending machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the vending machine. Shit was so good.
Hydro Flask were all the rage.
See,
Mm.
I started bringing money specifically for the fucking juice in the vending machine.
Mhm.
I'm like, it's the best alternative here.
Yeah.
And I tried G2, man.
I
But there's
love
a
it.
reason G2 doesn't exist anymore. I fucking hate G2.
Dude, it was good. They had a red one and a blue one. They were both good.
I'm pretty sure they
I
had
know
the
about
red
that.
one at Taco Bell.
Still?
Mm-hmm.
Who is supplying these places with G2?
Gatorade.
Why do you guys like it?
I want Bosco sticks.
That's a real thing, right? Bosco is a name brand.
I have no idea, and it's weird that you don't see them outside of like say,
Kalahari sold them.
oh, you were onto something. We have to go to Kalahari right now.
Okay. All right, we're going to cut an hour short. We're going to go to Kalahari. We'll
Pack
give you
it
the
up,
upstate
folks.
next week. Yeah. We got to find Bosco sticks.
But yeah, that's not something that you see like a lot of places
Yeah.
sold, I guess.
For those who don't know, Bosco sticks are just like pizza sticks, like cheese sticks.
Yeah. Sometimes they're just a breadstick with cheese in it. Sometimes they have like pizza sauce.
Yeah.
Sometimes
So we called those pizza dunkers.
oh, that's fucking insane. I'll
I've
say that
never
right off the bat.
understood
Never. I will never let you live that
because
down.
they always came with the sauce to dunk them in.
That is a crazy. Okay, can I say something? There was one time a kid slept over my house, and we made eggs, sunny side up eggs.
Yeah.
That the yellow, the
Yolk.
yolk part.
Yeah.
Dippy.
Right, you put the bread in it and
Yeah.
you soak it up with
Sure.
the bread. We call them dippy eggs.
Yeah.
This kid is like, "Oh, your mom's making donkey eggs? Hell yeah!" And I banished him to the shadow realm
Good.
instantly.
Never speak to that person again.
Donkey.
Hold it against him to this day.
Yeah, no, I was
Donkey eggs.
I was very surprised that he said that, and you just
I said
Set-
dippy before you even got to the point.
you sent a shiver down my spine. You shivered my timbers.
I
for
got
sure.
I got severely embarrassed when I was like 8 years old at a restaurant because I asked for dippy eggs and the waitress didn't know what I meant. And
Okay.
my dad had to clarify sunny side up.
My
that
parents-
scars
awesome.
me to this day.
My parents decided to tell me and my sister that Parmesan cheese was called Stinky Feet cheese.
Ah,
So You can imagine my embarrassment when I've asked for stinky feet cheese
Yeah.
at my friends' houses or even restaurants.
You
That's
asked
funny.
at a friend's house for
Yeah.
stinky feet cheese?
Yeah,
That's funny.
because that's what I was told it was called.
That's all she
I was a
went
child.
on. That's all she went on. That's
You
all
and
she
your
could.
fucking Dunkaroos or whatever the fuck they're called and your
Pizza
stinky
Dunkers.
feet cheese.
Yeah, Pizza Dunkers is kind of crazy.
What kind of alternate fucking reality are you coming
The
from?
country one.
Those are just called Bosco sticks, my friend. We just have different varieties of them.
Which I will say. Now, I went to that school from first grade on, right?
Mhm.
So, like, I was there for a fucking minute. But for some reason, I had never heard the term Bosco sticks until middle school. And, like, I was so confused what they were or what the hype was.
They're great.
I wouldn't be as hyped if they were called Pizza Dunkers. 216-859-8699. What do you call your breadsticks?
You're listening to the Rebel Radio Show, legal in 47 states.
I'm not gonna lie, we spent that entire break talking about Bosco sticks.
Bosco sticks are so good. Our school had right before we came back. I mentioned the style. Our school had these like primo, top tier, upper echelon Bosco sticks that were like beveled in the middle, and then
Yeah.
they had like pizza gooing out of each end. Like,
And they
the
came later in
inside.
the game.
Yeah, it was like a junior year thing.
Yeah.
We got those, but those were super, and they still called them Bosco sticks. But then we would also have
The cheese ones.
the cheese regular Bosco sticks, and you style brought up the point of like it just wasn't the same when they had regular cheese
Yeah.
Bosco sticks.
Because they wouldn't
then.
tell you. They wouldn't
Right.
specify. It would just be Bosco stick day.
Right.
Or no, I'm sorry. It'd be pizza
Pizza
day,
dunkers.
and you just assume. No, it would be pizza day, and you would just assume the other line was Bosco sticks, and it
Yeah.
usually was, and
Yeah.
then it was
Sometimes
a crapshoot.
Sometimes it was the cheese one. Sometimes it wasn't. Yeah.
You wouldn't know until you made the commitment to get in that line.
Yeah, and you had to wait in
Yeah.
the snack line. That was so crazy. We would wait in the snack line half of lunch. and
Yeah.
then- yeah, that shit was insane.
Anyway, there was a Tesla employee that was like, "Oh, welcome back to the Rebel Radio
Yeah,
Show."
yeah.
I'm Style. That's Shane.
Hey, everyone.
Jules on the board. 216-859-8699. We can talk more about Bosco sticks if you want.
Dude, we
but
could do like a
Teslas,
whole
Bosco
Bosco sticks
sticks.
themed show.
second series, a whole
Yeah.
different show.
A whole different show.
the
surround-
Bosco Stick Podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Let us know if you want it.
Oh my God.
216-859-8699. We'll have different Bosco themed guests on,
The Bosco Sticks. STIX.
like
And
the band.
And we're the sticks.
Bosco Sticks.
Yeah.
Sticks with a Y. And
The
we just
Bosco Sticks.
the only two
yeah.
things we talk about are Renegade by the Sticks and Bosco Sticks. But Tesla laid off an employee who said he'd been sleeping in his car at the factory and showering there to avoid his 90-minute commute every day.
Don't have a shower in your facility if you don't want people to shower there.
Yeah, interesting.
End of discussion.
No, that's
Is-
factual.
Is he actually showering there, or is he using the sink as a shower?
Ooh.
That's a good question,
This
too.
is a stipulation that's important.
Now, the only reason I want to talk about this is like you should be able to stay in your car if you want to. If that's I know a lot of people who have been like, you know what, I got a late shift tonight and an early one tomorrow. I'm sleeping in the parking lot.
Right.
I get
Well,
that.
And the thing is, that's illegal.
It is. Yeah.
A cop can, like, if he's just
Well, you gotta-
patrolling the parking lot, he can be like, yo, are you sleeping in that beeper?
Yeah. You sleeping in that beeper?
Yeah.
There's like certain ways you can get around it too, right?
Yeah, I
There's,
mean,
like,
if you,
certain laws, you
if
have to have your.
Well, I don't know about laws to get around it, but I know, like, if you put the, like, sun reflector thing up and you can put them on they make them for all
Oh.
of your windows, then you can just hide in your car, essentially.
Well,
So-
I know like if you're drinking and you don't want to drive home, they'll let you like sleep it off in your car, but your keys have to be like in your trunk or something.
I think that it's a stipulation of, like, if a cop were to be like, hey, are you sleeping in your car? And you're like, yeah, I was drunk and
I'm drunk as shit,
yeah,
dude.
I was drinking here. But then you'd have to be, like, at a bar. Or
I was
at-
drinking here at my Tesla factory job.
yeah.
It's stressful.
You needed to sleep it off, officer.
Then they could probably get you on a public intoxication thing, right?
Yeah.
Your
I
car
mean-
is a private residence, technically, right?
Unless I feel like you're in the parking lot of a bar, they could. Like,
Yeah,
if you're in, like,
okay.
a Walmart parking lot where you could technically buy the alcohol there and get intoxicated in the car, I think they would
Yeah.
still, like, be like, hey, Bob, no.
My issue is,
Don't
are they
do that.
Wolverine?
yeah.
Hey, bub.
Yeah, they turn into Wolverine.
That's terrifying when
Yeah.
the police turn to Wolverine.
I hate that.
My problem isn't the fact that guy's living in his car. My problem isn't the fact he got laid off from his job and now he can't sleep in the Tesla parking lot anymore.
Yeah.
In his Tesla. My problem is if you're so concerned about a 90-minute commute that you're willing to just stay in your car 5 days out of the week, move or relocate.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
pay rent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move closer to the Tesla facility, or get like a different job,
Yeah.
or move to a Tesla facility that has living closer to the facility.
Yeah.
Like
I get if your job is, I'm assuming Tesla pays a good amount of money.
probably
So like,
they'd
I
probably
mean,
pay
he
for
has-
relocating and shit too if you really needed.
that's the thing is like either number one, if your job's that good, move somewhere so you're closer to your job.
Right.
And if you'd rather stay in your home and your job is not worth the move, relocate or find a different job.
Right. Right. There seems to be a lot of different workarounds that they could have done so that
Yeah.
this person could keep their job, and they just didn't.
Right.
they didn't communicate it enough, or maybe this person was being stubborn and didn't want to move. That's the only thing that I could see, is that if this person was like, no, I want to live where I live.
I want to live in my car.
Yeah, I want to live where I'm talking about, like,
Yeah.
I want to live where I live. That's a 90-minute away commute, and I still want to work at Tesla. I'll sleep in my car sometimes if I'm working like 3 days on, 3 days off. I don't know how it works, you know?
I wonder what the work-life balance is, because, like, if he doesn't want to drive home to sleep at night, then he's just kind of sitting in his car all day until his shift starts.
I'm assuming it's long, like early mornings and late nights.
Yeah.
That
long
would
shift.
That would be the only, like, really long shifts is the only thing that makes sense to me in this scenario.
Yeah.
If
That's
you
what I've been
are,
trying to, like, math out.
Yeah, he's not working like an 8-hour shift and being like, well, I
That's it.
don't feel like doing this, you know? Like, it has to be a long enough shift to justify 90 minutes being too long of a commute. you
Yeah,
know?
maybe it is like 312s or something like that.
Right.
That makes more sense.
Right.
They offer 313s at my job. Maybe he's doing something like that.
Yeah, that's got to be what it is.
I didn't, and that was something that I didn't realize jobs could offer. Like, there are a lot of jobs that offer
Uh-huh.
that 3 days on, 3 days off, or 4 days on, 4 days off, whatever
I
it
do
is.
4 days on, 4 days off.
Right. I didn't know that was a thing that jobs offer. I think it's interesting. It's an interesting way to do it. Yeah.
I heard firefighters can work 24 on, 24 off, which is an insane fucking schedule.
Could you imagine?
And I might be down for it.
24
If
days.
you're telling me I can put in 24 straight days of work and then have 24 days to fuck off.
Yeah, that's essentially a full month off.
Yeah.
Well, they
That's pretty
do.
awesome.
I think that's a good trade-off.
Yeah.
I'm pro 24.
Yeah, that would be nice.
For a long time, I was thinking about working on cruise ships because you work for like months and then
Yeah.
you get like
Because you work on a cruise ship, number one. That's reason number
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
literally, you like your work is a vacation, and then
Right.
you get
Yeah.
months of vacation off.
Yeah.
Good trade-off.
Working on a cruise ship, and even like being a stewardess, that's super interesting too. They just stay in
Yeah.
hotels.
Well, we know
around
you
the
can't be a flight attendant, so you might as well
Yeah.
be a stewardess on
yeah,
a ship.
Yeah.
A lot of flight attendants also have like a
Harvard
fun
degrees.
work
Yeah.
life. They're only required to work like so many hours a month,
Right.
so they can
Can you
like.
imagine the jet lag, though?
Jet lag isn't real, man. We've
That's-
been over
That's
this.
true. I forgot, Shane. I forgot you debunked jet lag.
Yeah.
So
Just don't subscribe to it.
Sorry.
I'm fine.
You're in the
If I
same
was a-
place. I get
Yeah.
it.
If I was a flight attendant, I could take a 3-hour flight to wherever and then just be like, all right, I'm done with flying for a couple of days. I'll
Yeah.
fly a lot later.
I wanted to make sure this guy didn't get laid off for showering at the Tesla factory, but no,
Mhm.
it was a mass layoff. I will say there was a guy I used to work with at a bowling alley
Mm-hmm.
who was definitely showering at the bowling alley. There was no shower there.
Hey.
The dude was just butt ass naked
Hey.
in the back of the machines in the sink showering.
I've-
On many, like, I think everyone that worked there had walked back there and seen this man bare ass naked in the sink shower.
You
I've
got
never
enough
showered
dude
at work.
wipes. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
I've never
just saying,
showered
man.
at work. I'm
That's
glad-
a bold move.
Yeah, showering at work is bold. If there is no shower place, even if there is a shower place, showering at work
Yeah.
is already a
I can
bold
only
move.
justify it if you work at a gym.
Yeah.
If your work has a shower, like a bathroom shower, then yes.
Yeah, if I'm like a personal trainer and I'm at a gym
Yeah.
and there's a then sure, but
What if you are a cashier at a gas station that has showers for
Oh,
truckers,
like a truck or
I'd
gas
probably take a
station?
shower.
and you're like running late?
Yeah. Here's the thing with that.
How kept up with is it?
I would have to get there early. Well, I would make sure that there's like an employee shower. you know,
Yeah,
like
block one off. This
there's
one's
like-
always closed.
like the employees use number
Yeah,
4. You know,
yeah.
like I would make sure there's something like that,
That's
and
a
I
good
would.
call.
But then you have to account for like, okay, well, I have to get there a half hour early so that I can
Well,
shower at work.
Regular people can use those showers.
No,
That's
no, no,
interesting.
no. Here's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I think once I get hired there, I'm making that my first coup. Is
Yeah,
guys,
yeah.
shower number 4 is ours.
Yeah,
All day, every day, out of order sign on that shower.
Yeah,
We're
no
gonna
one's
keep
using
this
it.
one
yeah. That
freaking
one's
pristine.
just for us.
yeah. I'd take a shower after work there.
Yeah, me too. I would do that.
I feel like that'd be a great way to go home. Like if I'm working at a gas station for 10 hours,
Yeah,
shower before I go home.
and you have
feel
to
like-
assume too, if it's a truck or gas station, they're going to be open all night, so you're probably going
Right.
to be working probably a weird hour.
Yeah.
At least at some point.
If I was a nurse, I would stop there before going home.
Oh, nurses and doctors and everyone in hospitals have showers,
Mhm.
and
That's fair.
a lot of people shower before they leave. I
Don't
see
they
it
have
pretty
like a
regular.
locker room
Yeah,
with showers?
yeah. Some hospitals, if it's a nice enough hospital, will have a gym in it.
I've seen that.
So like,
I dare you. Next time you're like popping around hospital,
yeah.
take a shower.
if it's possible, I will.
You think there's circumstances they'd allow you?
Yeah, 100%.
Like someone comes in, they're just violently vomiting, and you get the backsplash. You think they'd be like, "All right, come with me."
I think at that point I would go home, but I think like yeah,
With the vomit on you?
if
I
I,
would
well,
ask
I
to
would,
shower.
I would
Oh, I
take
ain't leaving till I'm clean.
if someone throws up on me, I'm stripping down to my skivvies, and I am running to my car and I'm going home, and I'm driving home probably naked.
No, I would ask
'Cause
them
I don't-
for scrubs or like.
I work at a scrub place. I would just put
I was gonna
scrubs
say, you
on.
deal with clothes.
But like, it's really a toss up. If the hospital, because like 90% of the time, 85% of the time, I don't know if the hospital has a shower in it or like a locker room.
Yeah.
Because it's usually in like the back personnel hallways, you know. So
Okay.
I wouldn't have like immediate access.
But I'm
to it.
asking. I'm asking right away.
Well, I mean, there are patient
Do
rooms.
you have a shower?
There are patient rooms with showers.
There are patient rooms with showers. That's true. I could use one of
Just a
those.
patient in there.
Yeah.
He was like, "Excuse me,
Yeah,
I
I
just
could
gotta
find
get
like
in here real quick."
an
Turns on
open
the
room.
water.
I don't know. I'd be really distraught. I'd be really sad and confused, and like
That is like the worst.
I would have
thing.
a lot of questions. I think, like, am I safe? Am I contaminated?
Yeah.
What kind
yeah.
of sickness does that person have that just threw up on me? Like, I would be scared.
To be honest, man, hospitals are one of the grossest places. I know they try and keep them like super pristine, but everyone's there because they're not well.
No, you know what's grosser than a hospital? A fucking nursing home.
True.
Nursing
True.
homes are disgusting. Nursing homes are the bottom of the barrel in terms of like cleanliness.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's yuck yo. It's yucky land.
It's yuck yo.
It's yuck yo. It's yucky land in nursing
But-
homes.
In a nursing home, you know you're gonna be able to get a shower if you need one.
Yeah, there are definitive
Yeah.
showers. Pretty much in all the bathrooms.
Yeah.
There are showers.
So like, 10 out of 10. If someone gets sick on you in a nursing home, you'd be like, "All right, where's your nearest open room
Yeah.
or your nearest coolest resident?" Because like, I'm gonna need to get cool with that guy real quick.
Dude,
I
if
need
someone-
a shower.
If someone threw up on me in a nursing home, I would evaporate.
Would you cry?
Yeah, I would Thanos snap myself out of existence. I would just evaporate into dust.
That's
I would
one of
hate
that's
that
one of
so
the
much.
worst
I would
things
hate
I
that
can ever
so,
think of.
so much.
Like getting
An
someone
old
getting sick on
person.
you.
Because, like, a lot of them come through the sale and they already ain't looking too good. You know?
Well, they're not there because they're in their prime. Let's just say that.
And you're not wrong. Listen, I think that this guy should have been allowed to sleep in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I don't think the issue is he just got laid off because he got laid off. Him sleeping in the parking lot was just kind of a side note.
I
I
feel
hope
like
that he
that could have
still
been in
sleeps
his
in the
file.
parking lot.
Yeah.
It's possible it was in his
Brian
file.
sleeps in parking lot.
Yeah, we got to get rid of this guy first.
Saw Brian's ass in public restroom.
Done with that.
I don't think I've ever seen someone.
Oh, it said something about the faculty break room.
Oh.
He would microwave his dinner in the faculty break room, shower at its facilities, and sleep in his car in the parking lot.
So it sounds like they didn't have a shower. He was just using the employee bathroom
Yeah,
shower.
that is kind of weird.
It's very possible he was also meandering around at Tesla while, like, he wasn't on shift.
Yeah, just kind of walking around.
Using it
like-
as his home.
He's
Yeah.
like, hey, gonna
I
pop in
I clock
6
in 3
hours.
hours. I'm just making breakfast.
A 1.5 hour commute. That sucks, dude. Get a new job.
Yeah.
Just get a new fucking job. 1.5 hours is way too long for a commute.
That's a rough commute.
Doesn't matter if you're working at Tesla.
I give it like an hour 15 max commute.
I feel like an hour, and I'm like, anything over an hour for a commute for a job, I'm like, oh my
Mine's
gosh.
54 minutes.
That's under an hour.
Yeah, that's under an hour. That's fair.
That's doable.
Yeah.
You know, that would blow British people's heads.
Yeah.
Because an hour-long drive, you're in a different country.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's also people that think like 30 minutes is a long drive.
No, 30 minutes
Fuck those
is
people.
pretty good.
Sometimes, yeah.
I did an hour and 20-something yesterday.
That's an interesting thing to me. Like, you see the people who, like, inner city,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, I have a 30-minute drive, and they're like, oh my gosh. Are you, what? Yeah, that's normal.
Or it's like people that just never leave their city. So it's like, oh, I can't imagine driving more than 5 minutes down the road for my needs.
Right.
I think that's a crazy concept. If somebody
Yeah.
like, you drive 30 minutes, I can't do it. I'm
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I've known people that are like, oh no, 40 minutes is too long of a drive for anything. That's insanity.
Yeah. Sometimes you
40
just have
minutes
to.
is my parents' closest Walmart.
I was gonna say 30 to 40 minutes is like an average drive.
Oh, see, I disagree with that. It can range from 10 minutes to 40 minutes. I would say 10 minutes to 40
Okay,
minutes.
yeah, that's a
for
good
me.
range. But I mean, nothing's excruciating at that point.
No.
You don't need to shower. 216-859-8699. Because we've talked about a similar situation before, I want to put the call to action out there. Maybe I'll make it a channel on the Discord server. StylesRoboRadio.com, of course, get to the Discord server. Challenge your HOA. Fuck them.
Fight them.
If you're living in an HOA, I want to hear about all the times that you fought the HOA.
Fight them to the death. Fight them tooth and nail.
If, in my opinion, any HOA is just as tyrannical as the British government when we left.
Yeah.
Any
They're on the same
HOA,
tier.
same tier.
Yeah.
Any HOA is grounds for a revolution.
I'm revolting against the HOA.
I would, man. I'm just saying.
Starting a tyranny against the HOA.
All I'm saying is everything I've ever seen published about like people getting cited or fined by HOAs, it's been for shit that didn't make any sense. We did the story about the garage. Like the guy couldn't have his garage open between
Yeah.
certain times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the little boy was scared about his bike being stolen.
Yeah. So they told him he couldn't have his garage open during certain
couldn't
hours.
have it closed, I thought. is what
That's
it
right.
was.
You're right.
They had to leave him open between like
Yeah.
11
Because
and
a
4
family was
a.m.
living in someone's garage.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that one's a little more justifiable, but
But
that's a stupid.
that's
That's a stupid
still-
fucking thing.
Yeah, that's still crazy that you have to leave your garage
Right.
door open between a certain time.
There was
What?
a video series that someone sent me of a guy who brought a brand new, I think it was an older video, it was like 2021 or something like that. The dude bought a brand new Dodge Ram.
Mhm.
Brand new. And the HOA was finding him because there were no trucks allowed in the development.
What?
And he had to park it in his garage, and it didn't fit in his garage.
That's insane.
So they were fining him each day for having his truck visible. Meanwhile, the people across the street had this like hoopty 1997 van that was in their garage. I'm like, you're doing like, doesn't it look better to have a new car in front of your house than that?
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
This guy has a boat in his driveway, and they told him the boat can't be visible.
Yeah.
They told him he had to build a fence so that they could not see his boat anymore.
So he built a fence and he painted his boat on it.
It looks exactly like his driveway, his house, and like the bushes. It looks like there is no boat there.
Yeah, it's good.
Or, I mean,
it looks like
no
the boat's
fence
just
there.
the boat's just sitting in his driveway. It looks like
That's so awesome.
it's
That's
a nice
so
oil
funny.
painting of his boat that
Yeah.
cuts off right where his boat, like the top of it, goes over the
It's
fence.
beautiful.
It
Wonderful
looks like his
optical
boat
illusion.
is in his driveway.
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell that there's a fence there, and I think that's the point.
You know, they did a good job on it, and I think this is exactly what he should have done. That or
Yeah.
just bought like a clear fence. I would
Yeah.
have bought like a
A
clear metal
transparent-
fence or a
yeah.
transparent fence. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have put that up. Fuck the HOA, dude.
Yeah, it's so insane that he went to these lengths
No,
because
I
he has
think,
such a crazy HOA.
I
Yeah.
think this is perfect because they said, like, we don't want to see your boat.
Right.
Technically, they're not looking at his boat.
Sure.
Right. This is a painting.
This is a
of my-
painting.
Right.
But this goes back to the point about like the fucking Dodge Ram is the only people that I would think would be so concerned with their neighborhood looking fucking fancy and rich is someone in an HOA.
right.
Why the
saw-
fuck would a boat in someone's driveway be an issue then?
Right.
You'd be like, oh, those people have money because they have a boat.
I
Those
saw
damn
a
boat people.
a video of like a gated community that had an HOA, and there was a woman there that had a traveling nurse visiting her, and the traveling nurse was driving a motorcycle.
I saw this.
And they would not allow the lady to enter the facilities with a motorcycle.
That's
they don't
insane.
allow motorcycles in there, so she had to either park it out there
Mhm.
with all of her supplies
Right.
and walk to this lady's house that needed medical treatment, or
That's ridiculous.
not go in.
Yeah.
I wanna-
HOAs are insane.
I want to know if anyone listening is in an HOA and like what wasn't disclosed to you
Yeah,
when
do
you
you
bought
hate
the
it?
house.
Do you hate being in the HOA?
You should. You
I
should.
would.
If you're not revolting against your HOA, I have a little less respect for you, I'm gonna be honest. But like the purpose of the HOA, we've talked about this before, is you get like certain services. Like typically they have a general repairman in the area.
Mhm.
You usually get like landscaping, trash removal, things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're in like a condo type deal and have
Mhm.
an HOA, they're responsible for like the outside
Damages,
of the house,
yeah.
like
Right.
roof and
Right.
your basic like lawn care.
Yeah, so like those are all the pros, quote unquote, of an HOA.
Mhm.
But like you should be able to opt out of an HOA, right? I feel like I could just find my own lawn care or mow my own grass.
Yeah, I'll just mow my own lawn. It's not a big deal.
Fix my portion of the roof when
Yeah.
it goes bad.
Yeah.
Did we do a story on that? Because I remember very specifically, like someone's roof caved in and they wanted to use the HOA money for it, and like someone wasn't paying the HOA, so they tried to get money out of him. He's like, "No, fuck you guys. That's not my roof." Did we talk about that,
Maybe.
or did I just read that somewhere?
You might have just
They
read
mix
that, but
together,
yeah.
honestly.
There's a,
Yeah,
and-
the articles that we talk about and the articles that we don't.
yeah, we debated
Wow.
today. We didn't even talk about it because we talked about Bosco sticks for so long.
Yeah, yeah.
But we had an article that some kid got suspended and couldn't go to prom because he brought a bag of tortilla chips to school,
Yeah.
and it wasn't sensitive of people's allergies, so they
Yeah.
suspended him. And that story is from months ago, and I just couldn't remember if we talked about it.
We've talked about it off of, like, before recording,
Yeah.
like 3 times now.
Yeah.
Well, there's also like,
It'll make a comeback. I'll do it again.
yeah, yeah.
so we only talk about 6 like
Typically,
actual
yeah.
topics, but we each bring in like 3 to 4
Right.
each.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a bunch of topics that we talk about that we never talk
That just
about
don't
on
make
air.
the
They don't
yeah,
make
it's
the cut.
interesting. Yeah,
I'm just saying, man. Fuck the HOA.
yeah.
Definitely.
all that to say,
Yeah,
fuck the HOA, dude.
I just don't understand why anyone would opt into an HOA.
Yeah, I think
Have
maybe
some respect for yourself.
I think maybe at first, and like when the idea was new,
Yeah.
maybe it's like an enticing concept of like, oh, okay, we'll have a little group we'll kind of run the neighborhood, and it's like that's probably where neighborhood watches and
Yeah.
shit started, and
On paper, it seems like a good idea.
right, people coming around to cut everyone's grass,
Yeah.
and yeah,
We're
on
gonna-
paper,
On paper, it's like, hey, we're going to make sure everyone's house looks good in the neighborhood. It doesn't look like shit.
right,
Sounds good. And then you start telling me, oh, you can't drive that kind of car in this neighborhood.
You can't paint your house.
yeah,
Yeah.
Then they have like crazy rules that you have to abide by, and you're like, wait a minute,
You can't put
Why?
a flag in your yard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why?
Or
Why?
There's an HOA thing in my I have like weird Facebook groups.
Sure.
I joined just for drama.
Where she buys body parts.
Yeah.
But there was one lady that got fined by the HOA for putting her son's graduate banner in her yard.
Good.
So
Good. No, she deserved it.
no, that's fun.
No one cares.
They literally sell those to the graduates. Like, hey,
They
here to
shouldn't
put this
sell those,
banner.
by the way. They should just give those away.
They should.
They misspelled my name on mine for my like soccer picture.
Your first or last?
My first name.
Okay. Well, that's more understandable.
There's
I
a
mean, it's
couple
not, but
Right.
it's
variations,
They
but I
spelled
mean,
it the other way.
yeah, the wrong way.
The wrong way. Yeah. And
I will say you're the first Shane, because I met you in kindergarten. You're the first Shane I ever met, and all I can ever think about is that is the correct way to spell it.
Yeah, me too. Apparently some other fucking posers thought.
Imagine removing letters.
Yeah, they removed the letter, and I spelled it right on the sheet to
Yeah.
like give it to
oh,
the person.
you had to write it on the sheet.
Yeah,
Good.
I had to know my name, and they still spelled it wrong. You fuckers. So I have two of them. I have two like big posters of myself holding a soccer ball and making like a menacing face. So
That's going to be your new picture for the website.
yeah. So fuck the HOA. That's my point.
I got an award in college for some kind of broadcast, and they just gave me a different last name.
Nice.
Just nowhere in the ballpark. I mean, they both started with a T,
right.
but that was about it.
Right.
Then they announced me there, and by what was on this, I knew everyone there.
Yeah, you're like that's not me.
I go here.
It's not me.
I speak with these people every day, and they
Yeah.
didn't. No one caught that
Yeah.
as they were announcing it.
Yeah.
So fuck the HOA.
They
Yeah.
had to reprint my degree because they spelt my name
Oh.
incorrectly.
That sucks.
Fucking HOA, man.
Yeah, the
Fuck
HOA
that
just
HOA.
keeps getting away with this shit.
I mean, you can't keep getting away with this.
Can't let them keep getting away with this, dude.
No,
Yeah.
seriously, like, why? Again, on paper, I get it. And maybe you're dumb and you don't know what an HOA is before you buy the house.
Right.
But, like,
Maybe just
imagine
something.
owning property and someone else gets to tell you what you can and can't do with it.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
I mean, it's the argument of, like, having to get things cleared by the city. Like, before you build a deck, you're supposed to get it cleared and approved
Yeah.
by the city or a
Yeah.
pool or something like that.
Right.
I think that's ridiculous to start with.
Me
'cause
too,
I
yeah.
own this land.
Right. If I want to put a deck here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a deck here.
But
yeah.
double that for the HOA.
Yeah, because it's like
Because you
more.
don't have authority.
Why
it's
does
more concentrated.
why
Yeah.
does my deck have to be safe for the city? They're
Right.
not going to be on it.
Well, like you said, in an HOA, it's not even like, oh, the state of Ohio is going to find me. It's my neighbor Rick doesn't like my deck,
Yeah.
so now I have to tear it down.
Yeah. It's Susie Q 5 doors down
Yeah.
decided
Can I
that.
sue Rick?
We talked about it before. I want to know how the hierarchy works. Because it's definitely just some guy who had, like, an internal election, right?
So you get voted in, from my understanding, and it's like always a voting process of like people vote for who's in the HOA. But I have seen videos of people at like town meetings freaking out on their HOA because they bring in unelected people as a part of the HOA, and people are like, "What the fuck? We didn't vote for you!" Like they'll start shouting at the HOA. So
I want to go to an HOA meeting.
just yell at them.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
I just want to dispute everything they say, and at the end of it, they'll be like, where the fuck do you even live? Not here.
Just run away.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Well, you can go to school board meetings in your city, like even if you don't.
Yeah.
People should.
I think it's interesting when people are very active in the community and they don't, like, if they're active in the school and they don't have a kid in the school,
Yeah,
or like if they had a kid in the school 10 years ago
sure.
and they're
Yeah.
still very active in the school board and shit like that, I think that's kind of weird.
Well, here, I'll tell you this much, and I've never been to like a school board meeting or anything
Yeah,
like
neither
that.
have
But I will say I don't vote for any of the levies
Mhm.
that come to my city for my school. Number one, because I don't have a kid there.
Right.
Number two, because they increase your taxes to pay for other people's kids
Yeah.
in a state-funded school.
Yeah.
I pay my money to the state.
Right.
Talk to them about how they allocate it. You're
Right.
getting my money already.
Right.
I think that's the issue. That's why
you
I
just don't
vote
wanna pay
against
him
it.
twice.
Yeah. I shouldn't be taxed for it. That's like the HOA. It's just an HOA alternative.
Yeah. Well, it's just weird that the HOA will make you pay for things. Like,
Yeah.
you have to pay for things that you wouldn't normally.
Just because someone didn't like it.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Things that you bought that you already imagine buying a car and they're like, "Nah, return it."
Someone in your community.
216-859-8699. Fuck the HOA.
The next time you're hanging out with your buds, why not reach down into your
You're listening to the Rebel Radio Show.
You know, for the third week in a row, I'm just chugging ayahuasca. It's a crutch.
Would you do an ayahuasca
No.
tour thing?
No.
So immediately ready to turn that heel. Just so immediately, not even a thought.
He's
Grace's
watched
head.
so many
It
videos.
was so like instantly no. Obviously not, dipshit. Why would I ever consider? What makes you think I would ever consider that? The fact that I say constantly that I'm presently doing ayahuasca? Maybe. I don't know.
I hope you know our Chinese social credit score is going to go down because of this segment.
Fuck. I was worried about our Chinese social credit score.
You should
thinking about
be.
it.
Mine
Yeah.
is in the shitter, man.
We are definitely low-ranking citizens
Yeah.
of China,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, the caste system got us down hard right now.
Fuck.
What's your national credit score of China? 216-859-8699. I want to know. I want to know how good of a civilian you are.
Yeah.
The people that own the zoo apparently are going to go down on the national credit score.
The Taizhou Zoo. The Taizhou Zoo.
Taizhou Zoo?
T-A-I-Z.
Taizhou. I think that's Taizhou Zoo.
Taizhou Zoo.
I don't
Yeah.
speak Chinese. I don't fucking know.
The Taizhou Zoo in China.
I say I'd like the shrimp fried rice with the number 6.
Yeah.
That's
Telling
how
me
I
a
speak
shrimp
it.
Fried this rice?
Whoa. Spring roll.
Tell me a simp fried this rice? Anyway, the zoo in China
Taizhou Zoo.
is passing off dogs as pandas?
Yes. So basically, I don't know the whole story. I just really saw a video of these dogs in the zoo.
Yeah.
And basically, they took Chow Chow dogs, cut their hair, and dyed them to look like pandas, and then put them in the panda exhibit. There are no pandas.
It just dawned on me that aren't pandas indigenous to China?
Yeah.
So if anyone can get pandas, it should be this Chinese zoo.
See, did they?
This seems like something that we would do in Cleveland, Ohio,
Yeah.
if we couldn't get a panda from Asia.
Did they display them as panda dogs, or did they display them?
I think panda dogs are what they were called.
The facility was
That's
denied
still
the
weird.
Okay, so it says right here
Yeah.
that they got the Chow Chow dogs and they purchased them because the facility was denied the opportunity to house giant pandas.
So it was literally they had built a panda enclosure, couldn't get pandas, and were like, well, we got to find something to make into a panda.
They were like, we
Yeah.
have the facility, why not just put something in there?
So they they dyed the dogs' hairs to look like pandas
Yeah, that seems a
and
little illegal.
labeled them panda dogs on the exhibit. Exhibit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Is that right?
I guess.
yeah, because there's like the elephant
I feel like
exhibit.
exhibit means like dead things.
They just look so clearly like dogs. Like
Yeah,
that,
no,
I would
they
be
bark
so
and
mad.
they walk like dogs. And
I'd be so mad if I was like, wait a minute, why do those pandas look like dogs? And then I saw the name of the exhibit and it said panda dogs.
yeah,
Be like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this?
imagine going to the zoo and seeing a dog.
Yeah, I'd be mad.
Well, I mean, they do have the Australian dogs. What are those?
Prairie dogs.
No, I know what you're talking about. They look like
Dingoes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Okay,
about.
those aren't just like normal domesticated dogs. They have wolves too.
That's fair.
Like,
Yeah.
I just imagine going to a fucking imagine the lowest budget fucking like zoo,
And they have
like
like,
the
wiener
ghettoest
dogs.
little zoo. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got dogs in it.
And
And
they
you
have
go see the cat
dogs.
exhibit. Like this is just
That
fucking
would be a
Brian's
shame.
house. This isn't,
Yeah,
this isn't
yeah.
a zoo.
Yeah.
Apparently,
How many of them were there?
It looks like 2.
I've only ever seen the 2.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was just the 2, because it says they debuted 2 of them. I just figure there might be more. But
They
Yeah,
have
they're
more in
gonna
the
they're
back.
gonna run some vignettes on the Tron for
Yeah.
the upcoming ones.
yeah,
They've been asked to comment about this because everyone obviously is rightly enraged that they're
Right.
just parading around dogs as pandas.
right.
And they have said nothing about the fact that they're trying to disguise dogs as pandas. They have just said the dogs weren't harmed and that people dye their hair so dogs can too.
Well, there is dog hair dye. I am not.
That's not the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Nobody's-
the
These aren't
issue.
pandas.
Nobody's saying that the issue is the hair dye or the chemicals or whatever. They're just saying the issue is why are you passing off dogs as pandas?
Now, there's an on NBC News here. There's a quote that says, other zoos in China have also been accused of having fake animals, often dogs they try to present as wolves or African cats.
That's so insane.
They're just
Why?
lying about the zoo.
Why do Chinese zoos lie? Don't be a zoo.
Chinese, that's that Kevin James movie, right? That there was a zoo in China that had the man dressed as a bear. Yeah, that's the same.
golden sun bear or something like that. Yeah. What the
Why?
fuck is going on? Why is that happening so frequently?
I mean, I get it. There's bigger issues in China to worry about.
Sure, but
this is
like,
such
just
a
close your
weird thing.
zoo.
Yeah, just don't have a zoo.
Close at the very least, close the exhibit. I've been to the zoo on days where certain exhibits are closed.
Right.
That just happens sometimes.
You can't get something else to put there.
Yeah, well,
If you're denied having a panda exhibit, why not change the exhibit?
yeah.
Right.
Why not find a new animal to put
Why
there?
not put a different bear there?
That's so insane.
It's an exhibit built for a bear already, right? Just swap out the scenery.
Because then what did they plan on doing when these chow chows grow up?
They don't.
Well, I mean, they're a small breed dog. They're probably
So then they're
always
just
going to
gonna-
look the same.
Yeah,
You're
no,
just going to
you're-
pawn them off as baby pandas for
Yep.
5 years?
Yeah.
Yep.
6
and then you're
years?
going to keep going to the zoo and go, why don't these pandas ever get bigger?
We've had baby pandas at this zoo for years now.
When are they
Big
getting the
ones
full
go.
ones?
When are they
Well-
getting the full-size pandas?
They weren't even like pandas. They were called panda dogs.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
So people, I bet you they tried to pass it off
Googled-
as like a new breed. It's like, this is a panda dog.
Yeah, no,
You
these
guys
are,
don't know what
these-
a panda dog is?
These are you don't know what a panda dog is? Come on, man. Got these goddamn panda dogs.
It's like, we did a story a couple years ago, didn't we, about a guy who organized his own petting zoo. and like
think
did like
so,
a little
yeah.
parade by himself and got fined by the
Oh.
city.
Yeah, he made his own parade through the town.
He got a bunch of
'cause then
petting zoo
we-
animals.
Didn't
and
we talk about the crazy guy in Ohio with the petting zoo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy who just decided he was gonna have a petting zoo.
Jungle Terry?
Not
No.
Jungle Terry, but
No.
what a fucking reference.
Yeah. Shout out Jungle Terry.
Nobody outside of Cleveland knows who Jungle Terry is.
Not sponsored by Jungle Terry,
But
but
we'd
we'd like
like to
to be.
be.
Is he
That'd be
still
cool.
alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
still
call
does-
Jungle
he
Terry.
still
if
does
you,
stuff.
there was somebody in my hometown that just had to call Jungle Terry because
Wait, he actually does things?
he goes and picks up animals and
I
to
believe
rehab
that.
them.
I believe that.
Seriously? I thought he was just like a showman.
Somebody hit a turtle.
The
in
greatest
the road.
showman.
Somebody hit a turtle in the road and it had a cracked shell, so he came and picked it up.
Are you serious? I to this day thought Jungle Terry was like a low budget Kangaroo Dundee Steve Irwin knockoff guy who just knew a lot about animals.
I think
good
he's
guy.
Yeah, I think he's that, but I think he also does like
Good guy rehab
catch
pet.
rehabilitate animals.
Listen, here's my extensive knowledge about Jungle Terry.
Uh-huh.
One day in elementary school, they're like, "Hey, we're all gonna go to the fucking community center and see Jungle Terry."
Yeah.
And they hyped it up like I'm like, I don't know who the fuck Jungle Terry is. This is the first time I've heard this
Local
name
legend,
in my life.
Jungle
Yeah.
Terry.
Yeah, and we went and saw Jungle Terry, and it's exactly what you'd expect from a guy named Jungle Terry. He was a dude in a khaki fucking
Yeah.
Steve Irwin romper
Yeah.
and a hat, and he had a lizard
And
Yeah.
some snakes.
and some snakes.
Yeah. It was awesome. He let
Yeah.
them out on the gym floor and they
Yeah.
slithered around.
And that was it. And that was the last time I'd ever heard of Jungle Terry.
We formed a crisscross applesauce circle around him. It was kind
Yeah.
of sweet. I fuck with Jungle Terry.
But they were acting like Simon Cowell was coming to town. Like it was a household name, Jungle Terry.
I remember it being crazy, like getting on the bus and being like, okay, we're going somewhere to see a jungle person. I'm excited. Like, I remember thinking, like,
Yeah,
we might
that's fair.
see Tarzan right now. Like, I didn't know what to expect.
There's a bunch of like rehab spots for like wild animals down
But
home.
like that's a market that people
Yeah.
get into is like the Jungle Man
Yeah.
gimmick.
Yeah.
That's such a fucking wild career path.
it's
It's pretty
good.
cool.
I
Pretty
think
cool.
I mean, it's cool.
Probably lucrative,
I'm not
too.
knocking it, but like,
you could probably charge a lot at
I'm
like
sure.
little
Yeah.
boys' birthday parties. Like, hey,
Yeah.
you want to
but
see
yeah,
a
that's
snake?
your key
Right.
demo is like elementary schools and birthday parties.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I just think it's wild that I didn't know Jungle Terry actually did anything. I just thought he was like a guy that knew
No,
about
he
animals.
does rescues and shit like that.
Like he was a handler.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Well, he's a handler and like a rescuer.
Who's the other one? There's Steve Irwin, who's dead, and there's Kangaroo Dundee. But there's another guy who's like a big wilderness guy who does the whole fucking khaki getup and everything.
Are
He's
you-
like a Jungle Terry, but I think he just died actually. Maybe that's what I'm
I-
thinking of.
I'm just thinking like of the Tiger King guy.
Yeah, I think of Steve Irwin. I think of. Okay, there's Kangaroo Jack and
No.
Crocodile Dundee.
Did I say Kangaroo Dundee?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I meant Crocodile Dundee.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Not Kangaroo Jack, the movie, no. with the movie that was advertised about the talking kangaroo that doesn't talk in the movie.
You said Kangaroo Dundee, and I was like,
I'm
well,
sorry, I was
Kangaroo,
confused.
Kangaroo Jack, Crocodile Dundee.
I
That
was
makes sense.
combining- Well, I was thinking Australia.
They're
That's probably where that
they're the
came
same.
from.
They're all upside
Everything's upside down
on
down
their
there.
ground harnesses.
Yeah, the land down under.
No, there's Tiger King, Kangaroo Jack, Crocodile Dundee, Steve Irwin,
Jungle Terry.
and then Jungle Terry. Yeah,
I don't even know what to type in because like
Frisky Pete.
Frisky Pete is definitely a different thing. Shane.
I don't know.
Scuba Steve.
And I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. I'm not getting Frisky Pete for your birthday.
He's such
And
a
asking on air isn't helping.
Listen, he's been in the item shop for 47 days. You can gift him to me.
Frisky Pete?
I don't
That's
know.
not a real thing,
No,
Shane.
it's not.
They wouldn't make a skin of that man.
I
Not
wish
after
they
the
did.
felony charges.
I wish they would.
Not after 2023.
My own icon skin, Frisky Pete.
Frisky Pete.
Yes.
That's your alias on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Frisky Pete.
Yeah.
No, damn it. There's another one that's just like fucking. I don't even know what is the subcategory of people called.
Jungle people.
See, I can't type that in Google. I feel like that's a bad thing to say.
Is it Steve Irwin's son?
No, he's not related. He's just like that gimmick.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. What's the other story we were talking about? There's
Oh.
another zoo story.
Costa Rica.
Yeah, tell me about this. I'm gonna research this guy.
So they were supposed to shut down zoos in 2013. The law passed for them to shut down zoos and to like end animal
captivity.
Yeah. That's like the big takeaway. But so the law was passed in 2013, and it was meant to take place, like, go into action in 2014. But that
so
did
like
not happen.
all the zoos were to be closed by 2014.
Yes, but that did not happen. And so now there are still zoos in Costa Rica, I'm assuming?
Well,
Or at least now there can no longer be zoos in Costa Rica.
so this one zoo that was supposed to be closed in 2014 had remained open until when? Sometime this year?
I'm assuming it was still this year, because it says the transfer is being carried out so that all these animals can be examined, accessed, and undergo the necessary veterinary clinical examinations. So they're like sending out the animals now, and it says it's 374 animals that are 56 different species.
That's crazy.
Jack Hanna. That's the only name that I'm seeing.
Dude, I have no idea. I think you're thinking of Crocodile
Listen,
Dundee.
no, I'm not. He's a more recent guy, and I think he just died.
I don't
But
know.
I typed in jungle wildlife.
Steve
showman.
Irwin died a couple
I know
years
Steve
ago.
Irwin died. It's not Steve Irwin. It's like a low budget Steve Irwin, like a Jungle Terry would be, like a local reptile man. What do you call these people?
I don't know.
'Cause Steve Irwin came up.
Yeah.
Jungle Terry came up.
Yeah.
Jungle Terry and Friends.com, not sponsored by Jungle Terry.
I think Jungle Terry might be like a company, and they just have people that aren't
That are
meant-
Jungle Terry.
yeah, that just are Jungle Terry for your community.
I don't like that. No, because this is the guy, right? That's the guy we saw.
Oh, that is the guy.
That's
that
the
we
guy
saw.
that I can definitely recognize
Yeah, there he
20
is.
years later.
Yeah, sure.
That's Jungle
maybe.
Terry to me. That's what he looks like. I don't know. What's his fees? Hang on. It's
Can-
all written in first person.
Can we get him on the show?
Well, let me read you this number 3 here. What is your fee? It's all written in first person. My fee varies between $275 to $325 depending on the event and travel time.
That's not that bad.
I don't need you to bring the animals. I just want him.
Yeah, I just
No.
need your time.
Yeah, I don't want the display. I don't want. No.
He could bring like one animal. That'd be cool.
I have like a
want an
lizard
animal.
Jay chilling on the couch with me.
Yeah,
Here.
that'd be sick. A big Komodo dragon on my lap.
Pass
I
him
want-
around.
Yeah,
I want something that's gonna.
Have the Komodo dragon cam.
Yeah, I want something that's
Like a
speaking
sloth,
to the mic.
like an anteater with the giant tongue. Have him lick
Yeah.
us the whole time.
Aardvark, is that what those are called?
Yeah.
Aardvarks?
Dude,
Arthur.
We can let it go in
Arthur.
the backyard
Yeah.
and eat all the
I don't
ants.
think I don't think that's something you can have him do.
Why not?
I also don't think.
Do you
What if he
think,
does shows?
I pay him.
Do you think with a place like Costa Rica shutting down its zoos, do you think that more Jungle Terry types are gonna pop up?
In Costa Rica?
Like small individual zoos that are like people.
No, not even individual zoos, but I'm just talking about people who are like Jungle Terry,
Well, I'm
who are
wondering.
like animal
I think
shower offers.
quite the opposite. I think we're gonna get more Tiger King like people where they're gonna go, well, we can't have zoos. I'm gonna capture the animals and make them my zoo, like the guy in Cleveland with the petting zoo.
Yeah,
I think
I
there's
could
gonna be
see
a lot
that.
of illegal animal harvesting.
I could
Well,
see that also.
it's very possible that we may just see more boost in tourism to like larger zoos
Right.
because with Costa Rica passing the law to end animal captivity, that
Right.
is animal captivity, so that would be in turn against the law as well.
I mean, I can ask him. His number's here. I can reach out to Mr. Terry.
Reach out to him. See
All
if we
right.
can get him on a Zoom
I'm
call.
not paying him. I'm
What if
not
it-
paying the guy $300.
What if it's like $50 for a Zoom call?
I'll think about it.
I would chip in to call Terry, have talk on the air.
I really just want to know, like, what everyone's local Jungle Terry, because I feel like that's a thing every like city has.
I think
Probably.
I don't know.
I don't think it's like the Jungle Terry, or I don't. It's like a clown distributor where you get Bozo the clown, and it's just a different guy in the same makeup.
Just a group of Terrys. A group
I don't
of
think it's
Jungle
like a school of
Terrys.
Jungle Terry school of impression.
Oi, we're all Jungle Terry.
I'd like to order a Jungle Terry for my son's birthday. Yeah, we'll dispatch one at 5 o'clock. All right,
Jungle Terry on the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. You called the clown line. We'll transfer over to the Jungle Terry department.
Imagine Jungle Joe
show. That's
Jungle
what I'm saying,
Carter.
There's definitely that. There are guys out there like Daryl the Wild Man, right? That's
Yeah.
got to be a thing that are in these towns.
Yeah, every town has a
Daryl the Wild Man.
yeah, has a
I'm just
Daryl the
saying.
Wild Man.
Daryl the Wild Man shirts. Here's what we do: we get Jungle Terry and the Grass Man on together.
Oh my God,
They're
Terry
both
would go
experts.
crazy.
You
Terry
think
would
you
try to catch
You
him.
think you try to catch him?
It'd be a cat and mouse game
No,
the whole
I'd,
time.
I'd pay him to try and hunt the Grass Man.
Oh my God,
I'd,
the
I'd
Grass Man. Yeah, have Jungle Terry go full predator mode
track
on
down the Grass Man.
on
Jungle
the
Terry
Grass
turns
Man.
into Dog the Bounty Hunter,
Yeah.
but for wildlife.
Do you
Just
guys
bring
remember,
us the Grass Man's head.
Do you guys remember the Deadliest Catch guy?
Is that Jungle Terry?
No, he was the guy that went to all of the like
Mike Rowe.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, he went to all
Dirty
the like
job.
Frank Fritz.
remote rivers and like caught the deadliest fish that was killing the locals.
I've
and,
never in my life watched The Deadliest Catch.
Yeah.
Like, or is that the Deadliest Catch, or is that like the crab fishing show?
I'm sorry. What the
Yeah,
fuck is the
I don't
crap?
know. You're losing me even more now.
There's
You lost me already, but now I'm even more lost somehow.
Listen, growing up, my household, things like The Deadliest Catch and Alaska, The Final Frontier, and all these Daryl the Wild Man shows were just things that existed in the commercial realm to
Oh,
me.
no.
Alaskan Road Truckers was on.
Those
in my
were
house.
watched.
Yeah.
You watch Alaskan Road Truckers?
Ice Road Truckers.
Alaska: The
yeah.
Last Frontier was definitely watched. in
See,
my
I was right. That
house.
was a show.
Yeah, Ice Road Truckers, dude.
Naked and Afraid. You guys big Naked and Afraid guys?
Yup.
Yeah.
These shows did not exist in my house. You know what
Yeah,
existed in my house?
NASCAR.
Fucking Reba and NASCAR.
We would watch like American
Seventh
Pickers all the
Heaven.
time.
See, that's a little different.
American Pickers is good.
American Picker, well, they hate each other now. We talked about that.
Yeah, it's okay.
They're less of a Daryl the Wild Man show.
Yeah, I've never. Stop saying Daryl the Wild Man show. Well, as if it was like a show that was on it. Well, that's not a thing.
That's my favorite category, dude.
Steve Irwin had a show.
Who?
Steve Irwin.
Is he one of those Daryl the Wild Man?
Crikey, it's a crocodile.
He's one of those Daryl the Wild Man type, right? No, you got like your you got like your reality TV, right?
Australia wept.
They're upside down. They don't know. That's the
Their
Americanized
tears are
version.
falling upwards.
That's when you go to Detroit and you gotta hire a wild man. You get Daryl the Wild Man. That's when you go to the inner city crocodile hunters.
What's his son's name?
Steve Irwin. His son's name?
Son's
Jason?
name is not Jason. The fuck?
Jason Irwin. That's him. Johnny.
That's the guy from Disney Channel who was on the skating show, right?
Jimbo Irwin.
Jason Irwin.
Robert Irwin.
I was close.
The daughter is
No.
Bindi, right? Bindi Irwin.
Randy? Bindi?
Bindi Irwin.
She actually does things. I mean, they all got their like
She
traveling
dancing
shows.
I
with the
think they
Stars?
all do things.
She did Dancing with the Stars not too long ago.
That's not what I was talking about.
I don't
Like,
think the
with
husband
the
does
Duck
much of anything
Dynasty
anymore,
daughter.
but the rest of the family, they're still kicking. So, husband has been active in a few years.
Yeah, it takes some time off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just offline.
you probably got a job in accounting or something, right? Something totally different. Hanging out with Rob Kardashian
Yeah.
and OJ.
Oh God. Yeah.
I always hang out with Rob Kardashian and OJ.
I'm just
They
saying.
get away with everything.
I'm just saying that was my placeholder name for a category of show. Like you got your reality TV, you got
You
your
got your-
cooking channel,
you got your
Daryl
Daryl the Wild Man show.
channel.
I'll take Daryl the Wild Man for 500.
Who is a local celebrity who brings lizards and spiders to schools?
Jungle Terry, Jungle Terry, Jungle Terry. What is Jungle Terry?
What if he did
Who
it? What if he
is?
did it uninvited? What if he just showed up at schools with fucking wildlife?
Hey, I brought some lizards. Brought some lizards and some snakes.
That's a very
Do you, any of your kids want to see them?
That's a very different game.
That is, yeah. The police are being called.
Do the kids want to touch my snake?
The police are on their way.
Guy in safari outfit shows up and says, "I brought a lizard."
You are going to.
to.
I brought multiple. I have buckets.
That's how Daryl the Wild Man shows up.
I have Tupperware buckets full of lizards. Would any of your children like to see them?
I have 3 snakes in a Walmart bag.
You're going to jail, sir.
So that sounds like a felony and a threat.
You are quite the Daryl the Wild Man yourself.
Me?
You got a little bit of that Daryl in you.
That's what I'm gonna be for Halloween this year. Is Daryl the Wild Man?
Just wear khaki.
You can be Jungle Terry.
Okay.
It can be your snake.
Yeah, I'll
you
be
can
the
be
snake.
the snake.
I'll be the snake slipping around the
Slippery
party.
little snake.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be slipping around the party.
216-859-8699. Let me know what your Daryl the Wild Man was called, because I know they're out there. I know there's like off-brand safari men that are roaming the streets of the Bronx. I know that you guys all have a knockoff Steve Irwin in your hometown. 216-859-8699. Let me know who your Jungle Terry is. What are you typing in? Jungle Johnny, you're typing in on Google right
They
now.
have them in their home.
216-859-8699. Or, of course, StylesRebelRadio.com is the homepage for all of our content. You can get to the Discord server there as well. There's a bunch of new channels and a Jungle Terry one coming soon. But you can make sure you get all of our social media links there, as well as all of the shows that we produce in podcast and live radio form. Shows like the Rebel Radio Show, which is live every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and the Rebel replays all throughout the week, as well as the Rebel Podcast, every new episode at 10 a.m. every Wednesday. But we have shows like Shaney's Off Air.
Jungle Terry.
We have Beyond Bounds, The Pigeonhole, and a whole bunch of other great content there as well. Of course, StylesRebelRadio.com, the homepage for WSRR Radio as well. We're live, uncut, uncensored. We're nationally local. Your local bands played worldwide. That's WSRR Radio. Download the Live 365 app. Take us with you wherever you go. Until next time, I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Style. To my right is Wildlife Daryl.
Bye, everyone.
On the board is Jungle Jules.
Crikey.
Peace.